What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Ann, and today we're back with another one. Today's video is going to be on how to start your box truck company step by step. I'm about to give you a bunch of real game, real sauce, and when I go on my rant, you might want to listen, man. Before I get into this video, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself, but before I do, all I ask is like, comment, share, turn on the post notifications. It helps the algorithm, and this is some life-changing information. This changed my life, and I know it could change yours too. All right, y'all, so a little bit about me. My name is Ant on all social medias. On all platforms, I go by Box Truck Ant. A little bit about myself, I'm from Philadelphia. I didn't have the easiest life. I didn't have silver spoon. I didn't have help. Since 18, I've been on my own. At 18, I lost my big brother, lost all my aunts, lost all my grandparents, lost all my uncles. Dad left when I was young. As far as my mom, you know, God bless her. I'm not about to speak negatively on her, but I wish her the best. Long story short, y'all, all I had is me. You know, I just lost my last big sibling a few months ago. I didn't have an easy life, y'all. The way I look at it is it can always be worse, right? You got to make the best out of your situation. You got to create the family you want. You got to create your own happiness. That's what I'm doing. I find happiness in giving people games, so that's why I'm doing this video right now. But yeah, y'all, when I was 18, I dropped out of school 11th grade. Due to my circumstances, I was going through a lot. I had to get a job. I was on my own, 18, big bills, rent, utilities, the whole nine. And life was hard for me. I couldn't afford to slip up. I couldn't afford to make mistakes like most. I didn't have nobody to catch me if I fall. So my life has been all grind. I've been grinding and grinding and grinding since I was young. Job after job after job. Side hustle after side hustle after side hustle. My first side hustle was a clothing brand. Believe and achieve. If you believe in yourself, you can achieve anything. I got it right here on my arm. You see it in the background. It's a way of life, man. It's more than just a brand. If you believe in yourself, you can achieve anything. I've been saying that since I was 13 years old. You know, growing up in Philly, it's a bunch of different gangs. I decided to be different and bring something positive. You know, I tried Amazon FBA. I tried Forex. I tried drop shipping, e-commerce. I tried a bunch of different side hustles, and it just never worked out for me. You know, they work out for others, but in my opinion, I feel like those are all get-rich-quick schemes. Around 2020, during COVID, I started studying the trucking industry, and I knew that you didn't need a CDL to drive a box truck. The way my life was set up, I couldn't just fly out and go to one of them truck schools. My son was just born. I had big bills. I started off renting Home Depot trucks. I invested in this dude's course for $1,000, teaching me how to flip pallets. It was really an ebook I bought for $1,000. Because he would never pick up my cars. He picked up like one time, and then after that he disappeared. And basically I'll go behind different warehouses, pick up pallets, and then sell them to people that buy the pallets. And then I would sell them to pallet suppliers. For a grade A pallet, you get like $4 to $5. Grade B pallet, around $3. And that was my first experience with trucking. But then I started thinking to myself, like, this is just 9 to 5 money right here. I'm trying to make that boss money. There's a lot of reasons why I partnered up with B&A Insurance Solutions. I done dealt with so many agents in the past, and they just don't understand the trucker side of things because they never been in the truck. So if you want to partner up with B&A Insurance Solutions, you need insurance, you're trying to switch over, tap in, I'll get you right. In the description, there will be a link. Either call or fill out the form, and I'll make sure the team gets back to you. And I'll talk more about the insurance a little later in the video. And then after investing the whole $14,000, I probably had like $2,000 left, because $5,000 was for mentorship. Well, really I had 2 mentors, so that was $8,000, but I got the second mentor a little down. So I invested around $5,000 in the mentorship. My rental was around like $1,000 to $1,500, because I got it with budgeting at the time. There was no security deposit. Each location is different, y'all, and I'm gonna put y'all on rental game towards the end of the video. Then all my equipment, my documents, that was another $1,000 to $1,500. And then my insurance was around $2,600. And then I had like $2,000 to the side for fuel and other expenses when I hit the road. So look, man, long story short, my first year, I won $100,000 in debt. I did gross $180,000. So before I show y'all the proof, I get paid out same day with OTR Capital. If you're trying to, OTR Capital is one of the best factoring companies. I've been using them since I started. And if you want to sign up, the link is in the description of this video. All right, y'all, so in 2022 I grossed $188,891.19, and here's the proof from OTR Capital. None of that $180,000 was profit. I didn't net none of that. A lot of people show their gross, but they're not really. Now, if I gross 80,000, well, really, if I gross 250,000, because that's what I know how to do now. I know how to teach people how to gross at least 250,000 a year if you're out there every week of the year. If you're not out there, you probably take a month or two of vacation, you can gross at least 200,000 and profit at least $100,000. And full disclaimer, it's not as easy as I make it look. You're not going to get rich overnight. This ain't a get rich quick scheme, but trucking can change your life. But in my first year, all that gross, I wasn't profiting nothing. I was driving like a maniac. I was breaking my ELD. I didn't even know what the ELD was. It was one time where I drove 25 hours straight from the Northeast down to Texas. My dispatcher had booked a load for me in the morning, and then I had to get to Texas by the next morning. I had 25 hours to drive, 22 to 23 hours to get down Texas from the Northeast. I didn't even know what the ELD was at the time. I'm just driving. My mentor didn't tell me. The dispatcher didn't tell me. I didn't know nothing. You know I got that load down there though. Takes crazy ambition and motivation to drive 22 to 23 hours in 25 hours. When I had to pump that gas, it was straight pump, grab a quick snack, eat it on the way. I didn't have no time to sit down, no time to exercise, no time to just get my mind right and chill. Straight drive. That's what I was doing for my first couple months over the road. I did not know what I was doing. And this is why people need a mentor, man. Booking around that ELD is hard, man. Route planning, saving that fuel, making good money, but also driving legal at the same time, so that way when you get pulled over by them DOT officers, you don't get tens of thousands of dollars in fines. You don't go messing up your MC that you worked so hard to build, and the list goes on. We'll get into all that later. My first year though, that gross 180,000 was also with a driver. I hired a driver about 5 to 6 months into that first year. I put him in a budget rental as well, and I'm still cool with him until this day. Shout out to Justin, very good dude. So my first couple months I had dispatchers, it was not working out. My mentor showed me the load board but didn't actually show me how to use it. If you're a mentor and you're teaching people how to make that money, you gotta show them how to use the load board. It's more than just getting on there and swiping for a load. They have to know what they're looking at. Every day is going to be different. You got a route plan with them every single day. You got a game plan with them every single day. And everybody learns differently. You might have to lock in with your mentee for a year straight, 2 years straight. Some people are fast learners, might get it in 3 to 6 months. Remember, you got to book around that ELD, and it's a lot more to it. Every city, every state is going to be different. Every broker is going to be different. The time is going to be different every time. The load details are going to be different every time. The list goes on. So my first year was straight that. Now, after my first couple months, I decided to dispatch myself because I was with a bunch of different dispatch companies. I had a mentor that left me hanging. I'm already losing. I'm paying all these fees. I'm not making $1. My cost per mile is over the rate per mile that I'm getting every load. Some loads I was driving for $1 a mile. Some loads I was driving for $1.40, $1.50 a mile. So that's when I started learning how to dispatch myself, and it took a lot of time. I didn't start getting it down packed to the end of my first year of trucking. It took a lot of trials and tribulations. Definitely lost tens of thousands of dollars I could have been profiting, but I'd rather learn myself than sit here and keep losing with these dispatchers. Most of these dispatchers never been over the road, so they don't understand trucking. So I told myself I'm gonna figure this out myself. And then also, if you go to the beginning of my YouTube channel, Box Truck Ant, I showed y'all this. Before I ever sold a service, before I had this house, before I had assets, before life was financially good for me, I told y'all one day I'm gonna figure it out, and then I'm gonna give back to y'all. And that's what I'm doing right now with this video. I told y'all one day I'm gonna figure it out. I'm not about to be like most and try to lie and act like it's good and fake it till I make it and post up in front of trucks just to get easy sales, because I know it's a lot of vulnerable people out there. I had nothing but trucks around me. I could have did that, but instead I showed y'all the real. I showed y'all my journey when I broke down negative 10 degrees, almost froze to death in Albany, New York. I didn't know how to route plan. I didn't know what I was doing out there. I was freestyling, y'all. I showed y'all when I got hit by them semi trucks. No, I wasn't at fault. I showed y'all when I was in them bad weather conditions and them tornadoes. I showed y'all when I was driving up to Minneapolis in the worst storm that we had in 2022 or 2023. I forget which year it was. And trucks, cars was flipping off the road, crashing into poles. I'm driving less than 5 miles per hour, and my truck is tilting over. I'm about to get in accidents. I had to backpedal to Kansas. I had to leave the truck at the airport, catch a flight home. Like, I showed y'all all these things, but I didn't know how to route plan, man. That's something your mentor is supposed to show you. So first year, I just went through so much. I winded up getting a bunch of credit throughout my first year, and I leveraged the Navy Federal card. I had 15,000. towards the end of the year in August, I had a Navy Federal card with $15,000, and I leveraged that $15,000 to put a down payment on a truck that I found from Ryder, and I got the proof to everything, y'all. So $5,000 was the down payment, and then $8,000 was the rest. And there goes the dates: August 18, 2022, and August 22, 2022. Here's more motivation, y'all. One arm working at Home Depot, sales associate of the month. Let's talk about hard work. I also work construction. You know, I started Home Depot, kept finding better jobs that paid more. Contractor carpenter license. One of my first cars, paid $500 for a 95 Buick, and then I paid $400 for a 94 Buick. This was my second car. Point A to point B cars, that's all you need. This is where I used to live when my son was first born, living in this efficiency. Bunch of fiends, shootouts, all kinds of bad stuff. I took this video like a year ago, but I lived here before I started my trucking journey. Here's an old check of mine, $500, around $400 at the taxes. I came a long way, y'all. So towards the end of the year, I financed my first truck in 2023. Everything was going good for me. Towards the end of 2022, everything started going good for me. Around that time when I got my first truck, that's when I started learning how to dispatch. Most people in my shoes would have went bankrupt. They wouldn't have paid their credit cards back. They wouldn't have kept pushing, and they would have just said F it and went bankrupt. That's what a lot of the rich folks do. I had a lot of people telling me to do that. I had a lot of people praying on my downfall, but what you think I did? I worked my behind off to pay all my debt. I owed American Express alone over $50,000. I had a gold and a platinum, 9 preset spending limit. On them cars, I owed over $50,000 alone. I maxed out all my Capital Ones. I maxed out my Navy Federal, my Trust. Every credit card I had was maxed out. And that's how bad it was for me, because it's like I was out there driving for gas. Then the personal bills are stacking up for me. I still need to eat. I still have a son. I still have business expenses. That insurance is still due at the month. My insurance at that time was $2,600 a month. But after I financed my first truck, things were pretty smooth for me. In year 2, well, really 2023 was year 3, because I started trucking in 2021. We were just talking about year 2, 2022. In year 3, I grossed $644,011.35. Here's the proof. Y'all see OTR Capital, top left corner. If you want to sign up, hit the link in the description, or just call OTR Capital, say Anthony Schultz sent you, or you don't even got to say nothing. But if you do say my name, I get like a $200 referral fee. And they will also probably give you a cheaper percentage because I got a good name at OTR Capital. So saying my name will definitely help. If y'all think I'm lying about this proof, I got proof to everything. That's my account manager right there, Caitlin Shepard. You can ask to get transferred to her. Say Anthony Schultz sent you, and she'll probably give you a cheaper rate. And then here's all my monthly totals right there. What's crazy is in year 3, 2023, I got in a bad accident. I was hit by 2 semi trucks. I didn't have no help. I had to figure it out. I was left on the side of the road bleeding out my head for an hour, but I didn't have no help financially. I still had a lot of bills, and then I recently had upgraded to a 1-bedroom apartment, and then I got a 2-bedroom apartment shortly after that. So I had bigger bills. So I never had no time to heal. I had broke a left hand. I had messed up my right hand. Got arthritis in my hands. I had messed up my head. I had real bad concussion. They told me to stay out my phone for a while. And then there was a lot of other things that happened too. But I'm not about to sit here and complain. I'm here, you feel me? Thank you, God. And the way that I looked at it was, God sat me down to run my business and not let it run me. Because my business was running me so much. Like I was going so hard to figure this out. Like barely sleeping. I was putting in so much work to figure this out, y'all. Like go to the beginning of my journey. I was a workaholic. I was going to figure this out. Like when you come from the trenches and you just been through so much in your life, you gotta figure it out. And then I'm doing it the legal way. So when you're doing it the legal way, you gotta work 10 times harder versus someone that's taking the fast route, doing some fast stuff. But y'all, I was putting that work in, man. So that's when I started doing my dispatch. And I started planning to get back in the truck. I wound up making so much money that year that I lost the case. Most would have sat around and tried to collect. And also, this is why I partnered up with B&A Insurance Solutions, because I was going through so much. And what people don't know is that million auto, that million general, that 100K cargo, that ain't going to cover you when you get in a crazy accident. That's going to cover the truck. That's going to cover the freight. But that ain't going to cover you. I didn't have no PIP. Also, there's a way that they got to set up your million auto liability for you you to be all the way covered. I was not all the way covered. I didn't have no monthly income coming in, so I didn't have no time to chill. I had to get right to it. So I started the dispatch business. I started figuring out how I'm gonna get a new truck, or if I'm gonna go back in a rental, and I winded up grossing triple that year. And I winded up grossing almost quadruple that year. My second year I grossed 180, and then my third year I grossed $640,000, which I just showed y'all. And then I winded up losing the case because they brought my Instagram page up in court. Like, my page was getting like 10 to 20 million page views a month at that time. And it's back when there wasn't many people doing the truck and Instagram stuff. Then fast forward to 2024, I grossed over $850,000. My exact gross for 2024 was $872,174.73, y'all. And then the rest is history. I went from efficiency to one bedroom to a one bedroom in a better neighborhood. Got out the hood, got out the trenches. Then I moved to a 2-bedroom out the way. Then I got a 3-bedroom house that I was renting for $1,800 a month. And then fast forward, I got my house now. I got a beautiful daughter too, man. It's crazy that my daughter was born on the same day that I was hit by 2 semi-trucks. March 27th. It's crazy, right? I got hit by 2 semi-trucks, and literally a year later, my daughter was born on the same exact day, y'all. It's crazy how God works, man. That's only 1% of it. Like, I've been through so much, y'all. I know you watching this video right now, you probably been through a lot too, man. Don't never let nobody dim your struggle. Whether your struggle worse than mine, your struggle not worse, your struggle is still valid. Don't never dim your struggle for nobody else. If you just lost a dog, I feel your pain. If you lost a friend, you lost a family member, I feel your pain. You gotta keep your head up. You gotta keep living for them, you hear me? But look, man, I said a little bit about me, and I winded up telling y'all more than just a little, and getting into my trucking journey. Of course, that's only 1% of it. It's a lot more to it. But trucking changed my life. I have a house now. My assets are paid off. Cars paid off. Multiple businesses. I'm a serial entrepreneur now. I'm invested into all kinds of things. And this is only the beginning, man. What I say, if you believe in yourself, you can achieve anything, right? Believe and achieve. And when I get some time, I'm gonna get some more merch for y'all. Just give me some time. All right, y'all. So now let's get into it, man. So now I'm about to show y'all how to start your trucking company, raw and uncut. I dropped a video a year ago, but this is going to be an updated version. The last video was a live that I had reposted on to YouTube. So this one is more straight to the point. And I'm gonna tell you like this, you can gross 250K plus per box truck. So if you have 4 box trucks and you keep them on the road throughout the year, you can gross $1 million. Also, not only that, trucking opens a lot of different opportunities for you. When I first got into trucking, it was because I know you can make instant money if you know what you're doing. You gotta know what you're doing, y'all. And then you leverage that money that you make from trucking and you invest it into another business that you want to actually do. But sometimes you gotta do something you don't like to do, and sometimes you gotta live like no one else to eventually live like no one else, if you get what I'm saying. I fell in love with trucking because all my life I wanted to change people's lives. I wanted to help people out, and then I realized I could do that through trucking, credit, and all the other businesses I'm invested in. You can help people with their credit, and then they can leverage that to get the funding to start their trucking business or whatever other business they want to invest in. Now, trucking can change your life, man. But all right, y'all, let's get to it. Now, look, y'all, bear with me if I skip some steps. I'll piggyback on it later in the video. I'm human. I'm about to go on a crazy rant. I'm about to give y'all a lot of game, and I'm about to tell you exactly how I started my business, and I'm about to give you a lot of information that people charge tens of thousands of dollars for. So first thing you need is your LLC. Me personally, I went through LegalZoom.com. It's cheaper to go through the state. LegalZoom.com, L-E-G-A-L, LegalZoom, Z-O-O-M.com. When you're on LegalZoom, skip all the upsells. Then when you get to the end, click fast processing. It might be like extra $100, $200, and then boom, you're done your LLC. Now, during your LLC application, when it asks you for your NAICS code, we are long haul general trucking, which is 484122. Let me just double check. All right, so you can do 484121 or 484122. 484121 is long haul trucking, full truckload, and then 484122 is LTL, which is partials. It don't matter, you can click either one. I do 484121. Also, do not use a virtual address. There's a lot of people cracking. The FMCSA is cracking down on those. I used a virtual address when I first started, but them scammers are out here messing it up for people like us that are low key and just don't want people in our information. So use your personal address, but just don't tell people your company name, and then they won't be able to look it up. And then when you save up enough money, get you a little office space. rent out a small office space in a big building. It'll be a couple $100s a month. And then you can use that address because you're actually able to access that. The virtual addresses are just places you can go pick up mail, but you can't actually sit down and work in those. You don't actually have an office space in there. And like I said, a lot of scammers are using those to scam people. They're making CPNs and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. God bless them, man. Now next, you need your EIN. Your EIN is free. Go to irs.gov. Apply for your EIN, put all your LLC information in, enter all your information, and then they'll generate you an EIN at the end of the application. Save that letter. All right, so now you have your LLC and you have your EIN. Now next, you want to get a business banking account. Me personally, I like credit unions. Credit unions give out a bigger bag with a lower interest rate versus traditional banks. They give out higher interest rates. They give out the bag too, but they got higher interest rates. My favorite is Navy Federal Credit Union. I've been rocking with them for a while now. They were a big part of my journey. I got another video that shows you how to get into Navy Federal. Basically, you need a family member that was in the military, whether great-grandfather, grandfather, uncle, whatever. And the little hack that people use when they don't have someone in the military is you just call, say, I want to be a part of the Navy Federal family. My great-grandfather or my uncle. You let them know that your family member passed away and you don't have their DD-214. It's a document. And once they hear you say that, they'll start processing your application so you could become a Navy Federal member. You open up your personal account right there on the spot over the phone, and then a few days later you should be able to open up your business account. Make sure you put $50 in each. Also, another thing I like about Navy Federal is they don't care about your credit score and everything from the outside. Yes, that does play a factor, but that's not the end all be all. Navy Federal has an internal credit score, which is based on the business that you do with Navy Federal. So always make on-time payments, always keep money in your accounts, just the regular stuff that you're supposed to do. And do that with all credit cards in general. Always make sure to make your payments on time. Keep your utilization under 10%, which means if you have a $100 credit card, only use $10 of it. If you got a $1,000 credit card, only use $100 of it. Only use 10% of your total limit and then pay that off right away. I know there's little tricks out there, but look, man, just pay it off. You got a $10,000 credit card, don't use more than $1,000, pay it off. Yes, I had that $15,000 business credit card, but I made my payments on time every month. When you have a payment, make that payment. Don't play around with it. People be thinking they have money, but they're in debt. You don't have money. You owe people. You know what I'm saying? Pay that debt. I like Truist. That's one of my favorite traditional banks. They give out the bag. They got lower interest rates. My first credit card from there was $20,000. You can also get a credit card without having documents. The same with Navy Federal. Now, if you try to get a $100,000 credit card, that ain't gonna happen with no docs. But you can get a $15,000 to $20,000 credit card with no docs. If you don't know how to do it, just tap in with me. I'll get you right. Literally, you can build your credit. Get one of these business credit cards without having business credit. You use your personal credit as a personal guarantor, and with that you go apply for business credit. You get $15,000 to $20,000 and you use that to start your business. Like, people don't understand it can be easy if you let it be easy. You get a $15,000 credit card, you get a mentor like myself or someone that you feel comfortable with. Boom, that might cost you $5,000. Then you use the other 10 to invest in your business. You can get a rental for $1,000, $2,000. You can get a rental for $500 a week. They might charge you a $2,500 security deposit, but you get that back at the end. But the rental will be like around $1,200 to $1,300 if you drive 2,500 to 3,000 miles a week. So your rental will be like $1,200, $1,300 a week. Your insurance will be anywhere from probably $1,500 to $2,500. You know, you're newer. Also depends on your record. Your documents, your equipment, that'll all be around $1,000 to $1,500. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you don't got money, that ain't the end all be all. Build your credit, leverage your credit, and I give out a lot of free game on credit, and then you can tap in with me as well. Look, y'all, tap in. Let's get to it. All right, y'all. So next, you got your LLC, you got your EIN, you got your business bank account. Now you can apply for your MC and DOT. The application costs $300. If you watch this video later, it might cost $250, but I'm pretty sure it costs $300 to apply for your MC DOT. Let me just double check. All right, y'all, $300. Y'all see that time? It's 2:30 in the morning, and I'm going hard for y'all, man. I'm supposed to be getting my sleep. I want to see y'all win though. Now the application is around an hour long. The main things you want to keep in mind when applying is you haul general freight. That's it. Click general freight. In the beginning of the application, it'll say something about MC, freight forwarder, broker. You're applying for your MC. MC DOT. MC is motor carrier. The MC stands for motor carrier. If they ask what you haul, when they ask what size truck, you say box truck. Under 26,000 pounds. Say you own one truck. You're going to get a question that says interstate or intrastate. Inter, I-N-T-E-R, and then intra, I-N-T-R-A. Interstate is crossing state guidelines. Intrastate is in your state, if that makes sense. So if you're in PA and you're intrastate, you only can stay in PA. If you're interstate, you can cross state guidelines. So you want to make sure you click interstate. Now, to cross state guidelines, you must be at least 21 years old. You can stay in your state under 21. Keep that in mind. I had to learn that one the hard way too. I had a driver that was 20 years old. Long story short, he was in Iowa. He got pulled over by an officer, which he got pulled over multiple times and we were good. It was one time he got pulled over and a DOT officer said, you know, you're under 20. You have to get out the truck and leave the truck here. So same day I had to get one of my other guys a flight to get out there. Same night I had to make a fast move. We had freight on the truck and then I had to get my guy that was 20 back home. Can't just leave him hanging. So I had to get him a flight back home to Texas and I had to get my other guy from New York out there. Just them 2 flights was $1,000 last minute. 500. There was no flights going to Iowa, so I had to get my guy from New York a flight all the way up to Minneapolis and then get him an expensive on Uber that was like $300. So total was around like $1,500 with all the other expenses because I had to get my guy an Uber from Iowa to go catch a flight as well. And then that was a failed DOT inspection, but it's fine because I passed most of my DOT inspections. If you fail one every now and then, it's not the biggest deal. It does clear after 2 years, but you do want to pass majority of those inspections. Like I said, I only failed that one inspection because I didn't have the full information on it. We always hear people saying, oh, can you hit the road at 21 or can you not hit the road? We always hear the debate of people saying you can go over the road at 21, but in reality you can't. And then when I would go into FMCSA, it wasn't straight to the point. Like when I was reading the article, it had me confused, had me thinking you could go over the road at 18 years old, but realistically you do have to be over 21 to go out of your state. But those are the main questions that have you confused. Like I said, you're only hauling general freight. Don't click nothing else. And if you're confused, just go to YouTube and type in how to apply for my MC authority. Remember, you're a box truck, you're going interstate, you haul general freight. And those are the main things. You're driving a box truck under 26,000 pounds. Click own, put your personal address in there, make sure it matches your LLC, and then click no for everything else. No, you don't haul hazardous materials. No, you don't want to drive intrastate. All right, now after you apply for your MC DOT, you should receive your DOT number instantly, and it'll take a few days for your MC number to generate. Now here's a bad mistake that I made that costed me $2,600 from information that I got from other truckers on YouTube when I started. Was I got my insurance right away thinking I was good, when in reality you have to wait 21 business days to go active. But keep in mind, you can't go active without the insurance. You need your insurance to go active. And then once you get the insurance, it takes about 48 to 72 hours before it shows up on the FMCSA that you're active. And then you can't book no loads with brokers until you're active. So I had got my insurance as soon as I applied for my MCDOT. I was hype. I was ready to hit the road. But don't make the same mistake I made. You have to wait 21 business days before you get your insurance. So while you're waiting, during that 21 business days, that's when you want to be getting your pallet jack. You can get a brand new one from Harbor Freight for around $400, or you can get a used one off the Facebook Marketplace for $100 to $200. You want to make sure you get your E-Track straps. You can get an 8-pack off of Amazon for around $50. I say get 2 packs of those. Throw them in a Home Depot bucket. Another thing that people don't talk about is chains. I would get 2 20-foot chains. So that way if you ever have a load stuck in the back of the truck, you can put the one chain around it. Because it's cool to use the straps, but the straps can break. The chains are more heavy duty. For instance, I had a U-Box load one time and the straps weren't working. So I had to put the chains around it. And then I attached the other chain to that chain. And then I attached the chains together. And then I put it around the forklift, and the forklift pulled the U-Box out. So I definitely recommend getting 2 packs of like 20-foot chains or 24-foot chains. I think what I have is 2 16-foot chains. You definitely want to get 2 E-Track low bars. Don't get the regular cheap low bars because those break very easily. You can get a 2-pack of E-Track low bars for $170 off Amazon. And the thing about those is they connect right into E-Track. They're very heavy duty. I never had an E-Track low bar snap on me. Make sure you get the ones that are 92 to 103. They all have different dimensions. Make sure you get the ones 92 to 103. Your box truck will most likely have a 96 minimum on the inside, unless you got a super small truck. It would be at least 96 minimum to 102. Those are like the standard box truck dimensions as far as your width. If you get a Freightliner, usually you got 97 height clearance, 94 width, then inside you have around 99. Internationals are usually a little smaller. And if you get the semi-dimensions, you should have 102 on the inside. Get a reflective vest, get your chargers, get you a nice cooler that sits at your seat level, because then you have more room to sleep. So get a cooler that sits at seat level and then put a nice little pad on it or put a pillow on it. That way you have more space and you can sleep comfortably. I learned that I figured that early on. I'm 6'2", and sleeping in a box truck does get a little uncomfortable, so I had to make it comfortable. And throwing a cooler in there with a pillow on top definitely gave me way more room. And then I would stack my bags up under the steering wheel so I could move my legs around and didn't feel like I had to be like a statue, just sleeping legs and body straight. That way I can move around and be comfortable. All right, y'all, I'm back, my boy. You all right, thirsty? All right, y'all, so Sun done woke up. He gonna rock out with me for a little bit. And Sun used to be on them lows with me, y'all. If you was tapped in since day one, Sun used to come on them lows with me, man. I'll have the car seat right next to me and we'll be locked in. Another thing I just forgot is you need your DOT med card. That's $100. You can get it same day. Call the urgent care near you. Head over there and get it. If they don't have a time ability that same day for you, just call another urgent care. You can get that DOT med card same day. That's something I almost forgot. And then just make sure your truck's comfortable for you. You want to be comfortable out there when you're on the road. Me personally, I do not get hotels. If you want to get hotels with a discount, go to clclodging.com. I think they actually changed the website name. I was looking at it the other day. Let me see. Okay, they changed CLC Lodging to Corpay. CORPAY lodging.com, and basically you can get cheap hotels at a discounted rate because you're a trucker. Or what you can also do is when you want to get a hotel, you call the hotels near you, weigh out your options, let them know I'm a trucker, and they should give you a discount. Now, why do they give us truckers discounts? I mean, we're heroes. We keep the world moving. Everything we have around us came off a truck. It's that simple. I didn't get my first hotel until I was like a year in. I always slept in a truck. Think about it. That's like $500 a week in hotels that you could be saving. And, you know, at the end of the month, that's $2,000 that can go to your insurance bill. Think about it. That's $24,000 a year you can save. And you can sleep comfortable in a truck. And the good thing about being in a truck is you can get right up and get to your load. If you need a shower, go get a Planet Fitness membership. It's like $30 for the black card. They got the massager chairs to get you right. They got the workout equipment to get you right. You don't want to get lazy. You can gain a lot of weight being over the road. Make sure you're getting in that Planet Fitness. The other gym is LA Fitness. They got Planet Fitness and LA Fitness everywhere. Go into one of them gyms, get you a shower. Don't go to Love's or TA paying $20 for a shower. That's a Planet Fitness membership right there. Now, have I ever gotten showers from Love's? Plenty of times. Do I recommend it? No. Just go to Planet Fitness. Get that workout in. Get that shower after. Chill in a massager chair. Book your loads. You feel me? It don't get better than that. Did I do that in the beginning? No, I didn't know. I didn't have that game. I learned that as I went. But as time went on, I did have an LA Fitness membership and a Planet Fitness membership. I always had both because if there wasn't a Planet Fitness around, there was a LA Fitness around. Those are two of the biggest gyms. They're all over every state. And some Planet Fitnesses and LA Fitnesses don't have showers, so just make sure to call ahead. And route plan on your way down. You got to load from PA to Ohio. Put your drop off to Ohio in. Type in Planet Fitness. Look along the route. Call the Planet Fitnesses and see which one got a shower. Along that route, it's probably going to be at least 15 to 20 Planet Fitnesses, LA Fitnesses. And then just stop at one on the way. Don't go freestyling because you're going to waste a lot of time when you're not organized freestyling. So during them 21 business days, you want to make sure you have all your equipment. You want to make sure you have all your documents. 2 more documents you have to get is your BOC3 and your UCR. Them 2 forms together cost around like $85. The one is $25, the other one's like $50, $60. You go to ucr.gov to get your UCR, and then you go to BOC3processagents.com to get your BOC3. And then here's what the ucr.gov website looks like. Now, if you don't go to the actual website and you just type in apply for my UCR or apply for my BOC3 on Google, the first stuff you're going to see is a bunch of sponsored links. All them sponsored links are third-party people, which are going to charge you more. Just go to ucr.gov, go to BOC3processagents.com, and you're good. You'll get both documents in less than 24 hours. Print those out, make copies, and put it in your compliance folder. Now, here's another thing I didn't know. When I first got pulled over, I had my documents scattered all around, and I had my insurance in my phone. That's an automatic fail. You have to have all your documents in your compliance folder. Have the MC in there, the BOC3, the UCR, your insurance, the registration. If you're renting, throw that registration in there, your DOT med card, and just put every document in that compliance folder. And make copies of everything and have 2 compliance folders just in case. Throw one under the seat and throw one in your bag. So you just always have that folder on you at all times. That way when you get pulled over, boom, you give that to them. It's going to be a smooth inspection for the most part. But when you don't have have your documents together, that's when they're trying to hit you for everything, be extra, check the truck, open the back up, look at the freight, and spend an hour trying to inspect you because you weren't prepared and you look like an easy target. Now, when you're prepared, for the most part, it should be smooth. Of course, you're always going to have them officers that are extra. Most of the time, it's going to be smooth when getting inspections. Now, when you go through those weight stations, yes, you might get inspected, you might not. When you get those inspections, don't look at it as a bad thing. If you fail, it does make you look like a liability. Yes, you can still get loads if you fail inspections, but if you failed a whole bunch, you haven't passed none, you look like a liability. Me personally, if I was a broker, I wouldn't trust you. But when you got a bunch of inspections that you passed, might have 1 or 2 fails, but you passed most of them, you look like a reputable company. You look like someone that's trustworthy. So inspections are actually a good thing. And a lot of brokers nowadays want you to have inspections to work with them, because most of the double brokers don't have inspections and don't have trucks. So having inspections is a good thing. Don't look at it as a bad thing. Now, a lot of people tell you to pass the weigh stations. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to say there is a chance that you could get pulled over by a DOT officer if you pass the weigh station, and you might get an automatic fail if you don't have a good enough excuse. So you probably should stop at that weigh station. I know it might be a long line, but if you decide to take that risk, that's on you. Have I passed the weigh station before? I'm not going to sit here and lie. I've passed many weigh stations. I've had loads where I had to rush to, and I passed many of them. Have I ever been pulled over for passing a weigh station? Maybe like once or twice. And what did I do when I was pulled over? In the past, I would say I got a load, I'm in a rush, I apologize, here's all my documents, please don't write me up, officer, I'm sorry, I got this load that I got to deliver and they're on me, I don't want to get charged no late fees. And most of the times I would have a load on the truck, so it's not like I was lying. But nowadays I stop at the weigh stations. I like getting those inspections. They make the MC look better. So like I said, it's up to you, but I'm not going to sit here and just say fly past the weigh stations, because there is a chance you could get pulled over. And I don't want you coming back into this video like, yo, Ant, you gave me bad information. That's a risk that you got to decide on your own. Me personally, I'll say just stop in the weigh station. And that's why I tell people, you want to know how to route plan. You got to keep in mind, you're going to pass many weigh stations. And then weigh stations sometimes might have a 30-minute to an hour-long wait. It might be a lot of truckers in there. It might be a day where they're doing inspections and you might be waiting for hours. It does get like that sometimes. So it's a lot of things you have to keep in mind when booking loads. Route planning and timing is very critical. So right now we got the LLC, we got the EIN, we got the business bank account. You apply for your MC, you got your DOT, you got your DOT med card, you got your BOC3, you got your UCR, you got your compliance folder, all your documents in there. Now you want to start shopping around for rentals and insurance. Now when it comes to insurance, the 4 coverages that you need: auto liability, $1 million; general liability, $1 million; general aggregate, $2 million. The auto protects the truck. The general protects the business. Then you need a 100K cargo that protects the freight. So those are the 4 coverages that you need. Me and my team will get you right. Tap in with BNA, like believe and achieve, BNAinsuranceSolutions.com, and someone from the team will get back with you. If it's super urgent, just book a call with me and I'll get you right. And if the time you want isn't available when you go to book the call, I will see the notification and I will text you shortly after and we can get right to it. So don't worry about whatever time you see on my website. My designer set it up from 6 to 8 p.m. from like 4 to 6 or 6 to 8. But if that's a time you don't want, don't worry about it. Just book that time. I'll get back to you shortly after and we'll lock in at a time that's convenient for you. Now, the reason why I partner with an insurance company, now this is someone that I'm actually in the back office with. I see everything that's going on. This isn't a referral for me. This is actually someone that I'm partnered up with. I'm a big investor in this. Like I said, I was in a bad accident and I wasn't all the way covered. There's also a lot of little things like when you're over the road, you might need a COI, right? And most companies, most brokers have COIs. Most brokers have a portal where you can just go in and fill out the COI yourself and then send it over. But nowadays, brokers want the COI sent from the insurance agent. And when that insurance agent isn't available, you might have took 2, 3, 4 hours trying to book that load and now you lost it because they're impatient. They only going to give you about a couple minutes to go get that COI. Next thing you know, they found another carrier. So you got to move fast. You got to have a company that's always there for you. So I partnered up with BNA Insurance Solutions. I'm a big investor in it. It's a couple of us that are truckers that all been through crazy things over the road. And then it's a couple insurance agents. So you get the best of both worlds when working with us. Not only that, it's little things like I had one partner that lapsed. His renewal was coming up. The guy hit him up last minute, told him $4,000 or $5,000 down payment. He didn't have the money right there at that second. Next thing you know, a couple days later, his insurance lapsed, and that wasn't his fault, man. That insurance agent should have been on it and gave him like a week notice, 2-3 week notice, a month notice, some kind of notice, so he could have got that money together. And this is back when my partner was in hard times. So now, say we were with a company now, and they hit us with that last minute payment, we'll be fine. Now we'll be able to make it happen. But back when we were struggling, back when we didn't have much money, and you get hit with a $4,000 or $5,000 down payment, and you trying to figure it out, you already struggling, that's hard. And this stuff that a lot of people out there are going through that aren't in positions like me and my partners that figured it out and have financial freedom. So these are things I want you to keep in mind. Also, don't go trying to quote shop. Everybody wants the cheap quote. A lot of people don't realize that when you get that cheapest quote, you're not actually covered out there. We all have the same systems. We all have Progressive Direct. We all have the Geico Direct. We all have Coverwell. We all have Canal. We all have the same connections, the same softwares, right? It's about how you go into that application. So I had a guy that came to me, right? And he said they gave me a quote with Coverwell for $13.50. This other broker, he said, if you can't beat that, I'm not going to waste my time. I said, look, man, I said, I can give you that same quote for $13.50. I can actually make it cheaper, but what you don't realize is you're not all the way covered. Next thing you know, I looked at the application and they put only 25% that he was over the road 500 plus miles. So there's a question where they say it's like 0 to 50 miles, 50 to 150, 150, 250 to like 350 or 500, and then 500 plus. They put 25 each. But what they didn't realize, so what I had to tell them is that, you know, when you go out on the road, there's dash cams and ELDs that see that you're over the road 500 miles plus all the time, right? So you get in an accident and you only had put 25% of the time that you're over the road to get a cheaper quote, you aren't going to be covered. This is the stuff that these people don't tell you, man. This is why I got into the insurance side of things, man. People always come to me, Aunt, I got in an accident. Aunt, I got claims. Aunt, I'm not covered. These are reasons why. Y'all want the cheapest quote. Y'all ain't actually covered. So pay the extra couple $100 and get good coverage. There's also other things where when it comes to the commodity, when you choose certain commodities, like say you choose clothing, stuff like that, that's something that wouldn't cost much to replace, right? But when you choose building materials, when you choose steel, or you choose that general merch, stuff that costs more than some shoes, more than some clothes, it's going to make your quote go up. But that's what you need. You have to put the general freight, the general merchandise on 100%, because that's what you haul, general freight. You have to put long haul trucker. It's a lot of stuff that these insurance agents don't click on the application to get you a cheap quote, to sell you, and then don't want to be there for you when you call them. So these are things that you want to keep in mind. And this is why I partnered up with B&A Insurance Solutions. We put a lot of money into it. We got a big team and we make sure you're good. So go to bnainsuranceSolutions.com and to fill out the form and put all your information, and go to my.bnainsuranceSolutions.com. The list goes on when it comes to the insurance. Just tap in with someone that knows what he's doing, like myself. I'm not here to talk trash to the other insurance agents. Hopefully they take some advice from this video from someone that's actually been out on the road and they apply it. I just want y'all to be all the way covered, man. Stop chasing a cheap quote. Everybody's chasing a cheap quote, man. Stop it. Stop it. Because you're not actually covered out there, man. Tap in with me. We'll get you right. And then over time, after your first 2 years, your quote will drop tremendously. Also, another thing you're going to need is the ELD. Most people go with Motive. Some people use logbooks. Me personally, I don't recommend the logbooks, because if you get pulled over by the wrong DOT officer, they will fail you. But you do have to keep DOT logbooks under your seat. Well, not under your seat. You keep them in your bag, wherever. But you do have to keep backup logs, because it's a possibility that your ELD can malfunction. So you always have to have the logbooks as backup. You can literally fail an inspection for not having logbooks. I'm glad I just remembered it. So get your ELD. You can go through Motive. I also have it Connect as well. There's millions of ELDs out there. Now, if you want to get the cheapest ELD system, you can do that. Just make sure you keep a logbook inside the truck as well for backup. Now, when it comes to driving on ELD, you get 11 hours drive time and you get 3 hours on duty. So you get 14 hours total, 3 hours on duty, 11 hours drive time. Now, since we're in a box truck, we're not sleeper berth. We just go off duty. we don't have a sleeper. I mean, I have sleepers on my box truck, but I'm just thinking back when I was renting, I didn't have a sleeper. I was sleeping right on the seat. Now, if you need a sleeper, you can tap in with Shan GT and use the code BOXTRUCKANT to get a big discount on your sleeper. You know, everybody used to promote the sleepers inside the truck that dig in your box, and they'll turn 26 feet into 24, 22 feet. And then take space out of their truck. So if you go on YouTube or Instagram and you scroll all the way down on all other people's pages, you will see I was the first one to start promoting a rooftop sleeper. I see a lot of people out there try to take that credit, but I definitely put people on a lot of game. You know, I put people on that game as well. Rooftop sleepers got the aerodynamics. What that means is it improves fuel economy. What that means is it reduces fuel efficiency by reducing air. So for example, say you're going up a hill, right? Most box trucks can only go around probably 30, 40 miles per an hour. Me, I can still go my 70 because I have the aerodynamics with the sleeper on it. But back when I didn't have the sleeper on it, I got this wind when I'm going up a mountain just pushing on the box truck, pushing the box back. You get what I'm saying? As I'm trying to go forward, it's just pushing me back, which makes me go slower. And now I'm only driving 20, 30 miles up that hill. Also, with the rooftop sleepers, you don't have to dig in your box. Why dig in a box when you can put a sleeper on top, right? So here's my partner, Shan GT. I was with them since day one. Go tap in with them. Go show them love. Code BOXTRUCKANT. They also got toolboxes, hand washers, AC heating units, curtains, and more below. You already know I got the whole package. And I paid for it too. You see the pinned video, that's me. This is me inside of my 26-foot box truck sleeper that is on top of my roof. The reason I put it on top of my roof is because I don't want to dig into the back of my box. When I could just put a sleeper on top. Right here, y'all see me messing with my carbon monoxide detector. You see me messing with my AC. That right there is the switch to my heat. We got heat and AC in here, all powered from the battery. I went to Shan GT to get an APU unit put on my truck with air and heat, so that way I don't gotta kill my diesel engine. And that was next. I was about to tell y'all. And then my engine, you don't want to kill that engine. Get you an APU unit. They'll put that on there. I pull over, my truck is still running because I need air or I need heat. Windows, all that. On there to save my engine life, and so my truck lasts longer. Also on the sleeper, we have windows. We got the AC with the remote. It's 7 feet long. Yao Ming and Shaquille O'Neal can sleep comfortably up here. There's plenty of room. It only weighs 250 pounds and it can hold up to about 650 pounds. So what I'm trying to say is Mark Henry could sleep comfortably up here. Rock Johnson could sleep comfortably. Big Show. The Big Show and Rock Johnson could both sleep up here comfortably together. You feel me? Also, my truck has aerodynamics because of this sleeper, which means if you're coming up on an uphill and you don't have no sleeper on top. And if you're driving in the Northeast, you know it's a lot of hills. Shout out to Shan GT, man. Tap with them, code BOXTRUCKANT. When you get your money right, get you a sleeper. How much does it charge? To get everything that I get, I think it's around like 7 to 9K for everything. For just a sleeper, I think it's like 4 to 5,000, something like that, maybe a little less. But there were a lot of reasons. Like I said, the APU unit, a lot of people keep their engine on all day. It's you know, you're driving the truck. Then when you park it up, you still got it on for the air, the heat. You got it on cruise control at night so it don't turn off. I done been through it before. So getting this sleeper will save your engine life. When you're going on them uphills, you'll get better fuel efficiency. You don't got to dig in the back of your box, which means you still have the full 26 to 28 feet to make that money. Another thing people don't know is you can put 12 pallets straight back in the box truck, but people don't know is you can fit 14 if you turn them all sideways. Now, you won't be able to do that with a pallet jack. You can do 13 because you can put 7 in one row sideways and then come in and put the other 6 straight back. You will need a forklift to get the 14 in there sideways, but you can put 7 sideways in and then come in with the 6 straight on the right side. And then if the warehouse that you're picking up from has a forklift, which they should, you can put 14 pallets in sideways. I'm just dropping gems on gems on gems, y'all. That's why I want to do another video, raw and uncut with it. Not no live. Me and you locked in, you feel me? If you ain't like, subscribe, comment, show me some love by now, man. Take a minute to do that for me. I'm up right now. It's 3 in the morning. I've been going hard for y'all for the past hour. power. I even grabbed Sun to do this video with y'all. I want to see y'all win, man, but let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Also, I'm about to give y'all some more game, man. During them 21 business days, when you're waiting to get your insurance and go active, build that credit. Now, here's some gems. Get you a couple credit builder accounts. You can go to Self, type in Self on Google. Go to Kickoff, Kikoff, creditstrong.com, Kovo. There's a bunch of them. Get a bunch of credit builder accounts. And what them credit builder accounts do is they add installment loans on your account. You pay them monthly and it reports to the credit bureaus, which builds your credit. If you don't have credit, get you a few secured credit cards. When you don't have credit, you have to build your credit. You have to invest. So what I did when I was younger was I got a Capital One card. It was like $200. A lot of people don't like Capital One because it pulls from all three bureaus, but you could do your research and get you a credit card that pulls from one when it pulls from the other. Like they say Open Sky pulls from just one bureau. It's hit or miss because I had one partner that had applied for Open Sky and that pulled from all three bureaus, and then I had another partner where they said it just pulled from the one. So it's hit or miss. Either way, you can get inquiries deleted. Don't trip on it. And all inquiries aren't bad inquiries. Like if you got a Capital One inquiry and you got approved for the Capital One card, that's not a bad inquiry. Don't let people fool you with that stuff. What's bad is when you don't make payments on time, when you have a high utilization rate, and what you do on the business side doesn't affect your personal side. Keep that in mind. So my Navy Federal card that I have on the business side that I used my personal credit to back me up to get approved for that didn't report to my personal credit. So when I used that whole 15K credit card, put a down payment on my truck, all I got was a hard pull from Experian, but it never actually reported because it was a business credit card. But really what messes you up is just having like a high utilization rate. You owe a bunch of money. You're not making payments on time, stuff like that. And then if you're applying to a bunch of stuff, you got 10 plus hard inquiries, you might want to get some of them things removed, especially if some of those weren't approvals. If they weren't approvals, go get them removed ASAP. You can literally call the bureaus up and get those removed. Look up TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian's number. You might have to call a few times and let them know someone was using your credit to apply for stuff. Or you can send out letters. You can go on ChatGPT, generate a dispute letter up. AI's taking over, y'all. Tap in. And everything that I'm telling you right now is the stuff that most people sell, even me. Like, I charge people $1,000 if you want me to rebuild your credit. Let me pause right there. Do not hit me up asking me to repair your credit no more because I don't have the time. I used to charge $1,000 if I got to rebuild your credit, and then walk you through the whole process. Yes, but now I actually teach people how to repair and rebuild their credit for free. All you got to do is join the Discord. Once you're in the Discord, you post your credit report, and I'll guide you through it step by step. And then you can take that information that I'm giving you and go apply it to start your own credit repair company. You get 5 to 10 people and you charge $500 to $1,000 a client. That's 5 to 10K right there a month. You got a big audience and you get 100 people a month. You do the math. I just don't have time to repair credit myself. I got a bunch of other things going on. So I am teaching people how to repair and rebuild it for free in Discord. To join the Discord, it's only $50 a month. We talk about trucking. We talk about taxes. We talk about stocks, crypto, investing. We talk about health. And I teach you how to repair and rebuild your credit for free. So when you join, post your credit report. And if people are going to complain about $50 a month, you probably just DoorDash $50 worth of food a day. Processed food that ain't doing nothing for you. People wear a new pair of shoes, $100, $200 on their feet every day. That ain't benefiting you. People smoke every day. That ain't benefiting you. People drink every day. That ain't benefiting you. People go wasting their time on all these subscriptions, these TV subscriptions that ain't doing nothing for you. Join the Discord with a bunch of like-minded individuals. I'm active in there every day, and stop investing in stuff that you're not getting no value from. To join, hit the link in my bio on my social media pages. You'll see a link tree, and then one of the first links on the link tree will be join the Discord. Click the link, sign up. After you sign up, download the Discord app, and it's that easy to join. Only $50 a month. The price will eventually go up soon. All right, now let's get back to the video. Me to help you do all that. This is some of the game right here. You could do it yourself. And then what you want to do is, after you get your couple secure credit cards, every 6 months you want to request an increase. So say you got a $500 credit card. Say you need $5,000. Don't just say $1,000, because then they only going to meet you halfway, give you $750. If you want a higher limit, you got to negotiate higher. Now you can't say no $20,000. It's some BS. But say you want $10,000 or you want $5,000. And next thing you know, you might get $1,500, $2,000. And then 6 months later, you ask for $15,000, and they might give you you $5,000. Next thing you know, you got 3 credit cards in a year with $2,500 to $5,000 limits. Boom. And now you can apply for non-secure credit cards with better interest rates, and you don't got to put no money up now. It's a bunch of game I just gave y'all. And if you're ever trying to apply for something last minute and you just need to boost your credit, get a trade line. Where do you get trade lines from? Go to TradeLineSupply.com. Or just go on Google and type in trade lines for sale. And when you're looking for a trade line, you want to make sure it has at least 10 years of age. So that way your new credit with a year age or a couple months age or 2 years age, and then when you get them trade lines 10 years plus, you get like 2 of those, $500 each a month. They'll probably charge you a lot. It might be like $500 each a month, which is worth it. It's an investment. You got to think like a boss. It costs to be the boss, man. I had to do all these things, man. And I'm giving you the game for free. This game that other people charge thousands for. And don't knock the people that charge thousands for. They value their time. I just chose to take my time to put y'all on game. You know, they not wrong for charging. People got to value their time. That's time that they taking from their businesses to help people out. You get what I'm saying? But say you get that trade line that got 10 years plus, and say you got a year. The next thing you know, you get 2 of those 10 years plus, and you get a medium of 6 years of credit history. Boom, now you're looking good. You got these trade lines that got $20,000, $30,000 limits showing on your credit report. That's when you want to go apply for that big high limit credit card. That's when you want to go apply for that asset. Boom, free game right there, y'all. Now, yeah, it's a little bit more to all of it, but I got that game all on my YouTube channel. Just scroll down. There's plenty of videos all over. But that's mainly it. Get your credit card builder accounts, pay them on time. Get 5 to 10 of those. All 700 credit scores aren't good. A good 700 credit score is something that got good age history, something that got a good utilization, a good mixture of accounts, and on-time payment history, stuff like that. Now, I done saw 700s that just got 1 credit card. All 700 credit scores aren't good. Get your credit builder accounts. You don't got no credit cards, start off with the secure credit cards. Invest a little $200 on 3 different credit cards. 3 off the top of my head: Capital One, Discover, Open Sky. But I believe all 3 of them pull from all 3 bureaus. If you want just one that pulls from each bureau, just look it up. Credit cards that pull from TransUnion, credit cards that pull from Equifax, credit cards that pull from Experian. Get like 3 of those every 6 months. Get the credit limit increase. Negotiate high. Let them know you want to make them your primary. If they deny it, always call. That's another thing people don't do. They get denied and they just give up. No, sometimes they just want to hear your voice and know that you're not a robot. Know that you're not a scammer. You know how many people are scamming out here, getting credit cards and just maxing out the limits? And then who you think got to take that loss? Capital One, Discover. Yeah, I get it, they rich and all. You get what I'm saying? You getting over on them. So sometimes they just want to hear a voice. That's all. So if you get denied, just call. And you're not going to get denied on secure credit card because you put your money up. You're establishing that limit. You put $500 up, you're going to have a $500 limit. And that don't mean spend that $500. Because when you put that $500 up or you put that $200 up, you only get it back in credit. But if you use it, you owe it. That sounds crazy, right? You're investing in your credit. That's all. So just don't put no more than $200. Just put the minimum, which is $200, and boom. When it's time to start applying for stuff, grab you a trade line, TradeLineSupply.com. Every 6 months, get your credit limit increase. And if you get denied, always call. I promise you, if you got denied for anything, call. They might just want to hear a voice. Just call. It don't hurt to call. You know how many people got denied for stuff? Then I told them call. They call in, and then most of them get approved right after. That just happened with me, probably like a year ago, right? I was just adding credit cards on making my profile look better, right? I applied for this Amazon Prime credit card. I got denied. I called in. They just want you to call. They just want to hear your voice. Y'all know what verification is? They want you to verify. So during your 21 business days, you supposed to be grinding, getting your documents, equipment, getting your credit together, man. You got bad credit, tapping with someone like me if you don't want to put the work in. You either invest or you got to do it yourself. You get what I'm saying? I already gave you the game, or you could just invest and we'll get it right for you. I gave you the game on the insurance. I gave you the coverages. You could finance or you could buy outright. Now look, we're going to go to the buy outright first. If you buy outright, I recommend buying a truck from a rental company like Ryder. The reason I like Ryder, they always got the maintenance history report. And when you look through it, you can kind of see what problems are going to come next. You can kind of tell if it's a good truck. If it's always maintenance every week, it's always different problems, you probably don't want that truck. But if you see it's a little breakdown every couple months, that's normal. You're driving that truck hundreds of thousands of miles, that's normal. But I like buying from the rental companies too, because most of those trucks were used for over the road and have highway miles. Highway miles are better than city miles. You know, in the city, you know how it is. Hitting potholes all day, stops all day. The trucks ain't doing the automatic regens, and they take care of the truck. Every time the truck comes in, they're servicing it, they're fixing it, so it can go back out on the road. Also, Penske has decent trucks too. I prefer Ryder though, and I always get the trucks that been Ryder verify. If they didn't verify it, I'm not buying it. And I put this all on YouTube too. Like the whole process of me showing y'all the truck, of me closing the payment, of me negotiating. The truck was like $53,000. They brought it down to like 48. Long story short, I negotiated it to 38.5. I'm gonna buy it outright. Now I don't think because you're financed, you can't negotiate. You can actually negotiate better when you're financing because they're going to make that interest. That's one thing I learned when I just purchased my truck. I just purchased another truck. The agent was telling me that they actually prefer you finance because they make more interest. They want to lock you into that. Because if you don't pay that monthly payment, what you think's going to happen? Repo! They're going to come take that thing. And they still made their money off you. That's all in the contract, man. You got to read the contract. Don't be like them people that just get to the end of the contract just to sign all happy. I know I was that person too before. It's all good. Don't beat yourself down. But long story short, this truck had like 40,000 miles. I negotiated down to 38.5. It didn't have a lift gate. I invested $6,000 to get a lift gate put on, and then I got the sleeper on. No, my grand total was like $50,000. Sleeper, lift gate, and the truck paid off. And that's the last truck that I had bought outright. A lot of people like auctions. I don't know if you ever heard of Richie Bros. Like, just look in your state and look at the auctions. But Richie Bros, they sell a lot of box trucks. Some people like Facebook Marketplace. But me personally, if it don't got a maintenance report with it, I'm not buying it. You know, also from Ryder, I like that they got their own warranty program. When you buying off a person, it ain't no 90 days. If there's a breakdown, they gonna fix it. No, you burnt. With Ryder, even if you don't get their warranty, they still offer like 2 weeks to a month, depending on the truck that you get. And that's all it takes to know if there's something wrong. You drive out there 2 weeks and you done drove 2,500 miles, 2,500 miles. Them 5,000 miles you done put in, that's gonna tell you all you need to know if there's a problem. Just make sure when you buy that truck, you get right to it. Don't hold on to it, because I think you only got 2 weeks to a month with Ryder. And that's if you don't buy the warranty. I would buy the warranty if the truck was over 200,000 miles. If it only got 40,000 miles, I'm not putting no 7,000 up to a warranty. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just put that 7,000 in the maintenance stash for when I had my first breakdown. I didn't have my first breakdown with that specific truck until recently. That truck ran 100,000 miles, and then I had a nice breakdown. I had to get a TCM that was around like 3,600, transmission computer. Then I had to get a new transmission that was around 6,000. I had to get the def fixed. I had to pass my annual inspection. I had to get new back tires on both sides. Don't get the retreads. Those are basically old tires that they patched up. You want to get the new ones. I had like a lighting problem, but it was like 17K total. But I wasn't tripping because say I made a minimum of $2 a mile out there, right? I broke down at 140,000 miles. I got the truck at 40,000. Say off that 100,000 miles, I made $2 a mile. So 100,000 times 2, say we did at least $200,000. But I put my 10% minimum to the side. I always say put 10 to 20% to the side. Say I put 10% to the side. That's 20,000. I'm covered. I'm good. Never touch your maintenance stash. You never know when them breakdowns come. And when they come, they're usually like a domino effect. But now the truck is good. And I actually have a mentee that's in there, and he loves the truck. He just asked me the other day, Aunt, can I buy it? He feel attached to that truck. That's how I get though. When you out there in them trucks, man, you get attached to them like that. As you in that truck against the world. Y'all out there making money together, changing your life together. Like for real though, just cruising the world together. That truck gonna take you to the next level. That truck gonna take you to right where I'm at right now in the office, putting that work in. Putting people on that game, changing thousands of lives, starting a bunch of different businesses, investing that trucker money elsewhere to make more money, creating generational wealth, legacy building, you feel me? So I just gave y'all full transparency on a truck that I had bought from Ryder. And this was that truck right here, y'all. Freightliner M2106. I do recommend the Freightliner over Hino. It's easier to get access to the parts, which means you can get that problem fixed way faster versus a Hino. They don't always got the parts in stock. It's hard to get access to them. It's not impossible. You know, shops have the parts, but I got a lot of homies that got the Hino, and they say a lot of bad things. Like, it's a good truck, but when it's time to get the problem fixed, it costs more or it's harder to find a part. Versus Freightliner, they got the Freightliner parts everywhere, and it's also cheaper. Now, as far as buying your truck and renting, you want to be figuring that out about 2 weeks before you hit the road. You don't want to wait last minute. So I just gave you the game of financing and buying. Also, I will finance through Ryder too. Ryder has a good finance program, or you could go through your bank or a third party. It's really up to you which option you choose. Just know they're going to be pulling from your credit. So pick who you want to rock with and just go from there. If you get an approval, just take the approval and just live and learn for the future. You feel me? Just like I did with that that loan. I accepted it and I looked at it like, damn, I'm gonna change my life with this money. I ain't even looking at the interest. I'm gonna change my life with this money. And that's what I did. So you can either look at it two ways, negative or positive. Me, I'm gonna always look at the positive side of it. You got other people that always want to look at the negatives, and that's why they be so stuck. It's always being negative. You gotta move on from there, man. You can't change it. I already got the loan. I'm not about to be negative about it. I'm about to just use this money to change my life, and I'm just never gonna get a loan again. You live and learn. You live and learn, and I'm gonna just teach people so they don't go through the same stuff I went through, and that's it. You got other people that are negative. Oh, this costs so much money. I ain't about to pay. I'm gonna burn them. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And then they make excuses and manipulate themselves to make themselves feel better, to burn that company that loaned them. And that's what a lot of people do. They always lie to themselves, manipulating themselves to make themselves feel better so they can burn whoever. You get what I'm saying? Like, no, that's not how it works, man. Live and learn from it, pay it off, move on from it. Yes, it might be hard, figure it out. You know, it's not impossible. And that's what I did. Now, as far as the rental route, you can either go with Budget, Penske, Ryder, or Enterprise. Those are the big four. There's a lot of other rental companies too, but I like the big four. They're in all the states: Enterprise, Penske, Budget, Ryder. They're all over. What a lot of people don't realize is that all those rental companies, most of them are franchise owned. So I can own my own Ryder. I can own my own Penske. I can own my own Enterprise. I can own my own Budget. And they give out their own rates. Yeah, they all got the same rules and regulations, but they can give out their own rates. So say I own a Ryder. Business is great. We got the low prices. But then the next Ryder down the street, they not really getting no business. They still got bills to pay. They're going to have a higher rental rate. You can also negotiate those rates. A lot of people always complain, I'm paying $2,500 a week. I'm paying 50 cents a mile. You ain't really doing that. Ain't you lying? So now I'm lying because you chose to be hard-headed, jump out there off of a few YouTube videos thinking you know it all, and now you trying to blame me and point the finger at everybody else because you don't know how to negotiate, because you didn't want to invest in yourself. And you just want money. You got a $50 ebook in your bio. I don't want to buy that. I don't got $50 for the rental ebook. I also got free YouTube videos with all the game as well. But you chose not to read. You chose not to invest. You chose not to listen. And now you want to blame, play the blame game. So many people that do this, man. They play the blame game to make themselves feel better when in reality they are lazy. Don't be like them. They're lazy. They're procrastinators. They don't want to invest in themselves. And those are the same people that wear designers. They're the same people that flex for ladies. They the same people that do all that negative stuff and always looking at the negative in things. Then want to come to someone like me and say all I want is money, but then be wearing designer and worry about their image looking good for ladies. Investing in Gucci, Fendi, Prada, investing in them belts, them designer sneaks with no designer money in your pocket. And then come to someone that can bring you value to your life and then want to point the finger at me because you are entitled, right? You're an entitled person and you want me to help you every step of the way for free. And you didn't even have time to watch a YouTube video. Don't be like them people. It's too many of them. It's a lot of them on YouTube. Some of them with followers. Some of them don't got followers. Some of them got a lot of followers. All them people that are negative about the box truck industry, I'm telling you, stay away from them people. They just don't know what they're doing. They never been out there for years. They didn't want to go through the trials and tribulations like I did. And then they didn't want to invest with someone like myself that could have helped them avoid all them trials and tribulations, saved them thousands of dollars, saved them tens of thousands of dollars, a bunch of time, a bunch of stress. But they wanted to be cheap and hard-headed. So now they're out here telling you it ain't no money in trucking. It's a lot of money in trucking, y'all. You just got to know what you're doing. And like I said, you can negotiate them rental rates. Call, get transferred to the commercial department, open up your corporate account. Then that's when you call all the riders around you, all the enterprises, each one, and you negotiate with them. You call all of them. That's the game right there. Now, here's another thing that people do. They sell account managers. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Look, people done put the work in to get the game that they got, and they're selling it to you. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. That's how it is with these colleges, right? They charge you hundreds of thousands of dollars to go there for 4 to 8 years to learn something that they had to learn. You have to pay them to get the information, and then you get a degree. So I'm not going to knock people for selling stuff, but I am saving y'all tens of thousands of dollars with all this information that I'm giving y'all. I even have my own services too. I got my ebooks. I got the rental ebook. I got the how to start your box truck ebook if you don't want to watch a video for hours and stuff like that. Like I got ebooks and stuff like that, but I like to give out the game for free too. I got mentorship, one-on-one guidance where I help you every step of the way, and you're going to need that. We'll get into that later though. I will set up your company for you, but I do have to be compensated for my time. My time is valuable. If you want me to set your company up for you the right way, I got to be paid for that. But I also like to give the game out for free, and there's nothing wrong with people selling it. They learned that information and they selling it. There's nothing wrong with that, man. The richest of the rich do it. There's nothing wrong with it. So don't knock these other box truckers for selling you the game. Instead, appreciate the people like me and show love to the people like me and share my videos to the world and help me build. And I'm gonna keep giving y'all the game. But I know I see a lot of people that sell like account managers. Basically, what the account manager is say I caught a rider on this side of Philadelphia. I say, hey, can you transfer me to the account manager? Boom. Next thing you know, I got the account manager on the phone. It's that easy to get an account manager. And you have conversation with them. And if it goes good, you take their information down. And it's easy to have 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 account managers. Some people might sell it to you for thousands of dollars. They're connects. Nothing wrong with that. You get transferred to the account manager. So first, you create your corporate account with Ryder, Enterprise, Penske, Budget. After you create your corporate account, that's when you call a bunch of different riders. Not just one, you call a bunch of them. It might take 10 to 15 riders to get that low rental rate that you want. You might have to catch an Uber to that rider. You might have to catch a flight. That's the problem. People be too lazy. They think they're going to call the first rider and they going to get that cheap rental rate. And if they don't, they're going to just accept it, fall for it, be lazy, and then point the finger. Man, get on that phone call. You might have to call 20 riders, 20 Enterprises, 20 Penske's, 20 Budgets. That's the game right there, y'all. You have to call. You have to put in the work. I had to catch a $300 Uber out to far out in New Jersey to the Budget out there in Hamilton. Her name's Crystal. I don't know if she still works there, but her name's Crystal. And the Hamilton Budget in New Jersey. I'm from Philly. That was far. And where I was out in PA at the time, that was a 3-hour Uber where I was at that moment to get to that Hamilton, New Jersey. It was a 3-hour Uber, like $300 Uber. I couldn't find none. All over Philly, the county, New Jersey. I had to go far out New Jersey and Hamilton to the Budget to get a cheap rental rate. But I got one for $500 a week. It was 20 cents a mile. And at that time, it was $500 a week, 20 cents a mile. I wanted to get it down closer to 10 cents a mile, but I did get the weekly rate down to $500, which was good. Average rental rate after you negotiate, if you know what you're doing, is around like $600 a week, 15 cents a mile. So it made up for it. That $100 made up for it. That $500 made up for the whole 20 cents a mile. And then the lady was genuine. She was rocking out. So I was rocking out too. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna send you people. I got you. You know, you do right by me. And next thing you know, I was with that same Budget for a while. She rocked out. Y'all rocking out with me. I'm rocking out with y'all. Y'all gonna get y'all money every week. Y'all do right by me. Also, another hack I'm about to give y'all, when you gotta do the maintenance and you have to bring the truck back to get the oil change, you might be out the truck for a day or two, you're stopping your money. So what I would do is I would pay for the oil changes myself and then send the proof to Miss Crystal. Of course, I got her permission, but I told her, I said, you know, I'm out here on the road. I'm trying to make my money. Is it possible if I can just send you proof of the oil change? She said, yeah, but we're not going to cover it. I said, that's fine. Build a relationship with the people. Be real with them. Be genuine. Last thing I wanted to do was get out the truck for a week while they service it. I'll service it myself. I'll make sure it's good. I'll make sure the oil changes is good. I'll make sure the fuel filters is changed. A couple $100. I'm good. And at the time, I had a Budget that took regular gas as well. And at the time, I had a Budget truck that didn't take diesel. It took gas. It was crazy. I had thought all box trucks take diesel. That truck took gas, which was pretty cool too. Now look, when you break down, I'm about to give y'all some more game. You can't just call the Budget you got the truck from because there's nothing they can do. Those are just the workers there. Even the account manager can't do nothing for you. You have to call roadside department at Budget or Enterprise or Ryder or Penske. You have to let them know where you are. You have to let them know that you need a swap out. And then they'll put you in the queue. It'll be a ticket number, like ticket number 98, which means they got 97 people in front of you. So to get to the front of that list, you have to keep calling. And then also on top of that, you have to manually call. Like say you broke down in Rochester, New York, you have to call all the rental, like if you're with Budget, you got to call all the Budgets in that area and ask them, hey, do you have any 26-foot trucks available? And if they say yes, then that's when you call the roadside people back and you let them know, hey, I called this Budget in Rochester and they have a swap out. And I called this Budget in Rochester, they have a 26-foot. Can I go there and swap that out? And next thing you know, you did their job for them. And that's how you get an immediate swap out. I got the game, y'all. I've been through it. I started in a rental, y'all. I started in a rental, man. Like I was one of the first truckers to show y'all me starting in a rental and me actually over the road. I showed y'all that, man. I was going through a lot out there. I got a lot of game. I broke down many times. I had to get plenty of swap out. Yeah, I done been through some stuff, but I don't regret none of it. Like look where look how far I got in just a couple years, y'all. Believing in myself and achieving my goals. If you believe in yourself, you can achieve anything, man. You hear me? Look, it's 4 o'clock now. We started this at like 1, 2 o'clock. I'm rocking with y'all, man. I've been up all night with y'all. Like, yo, go show me love. love. Comment, like, subscribe. Help a brother's algorithm. Get this video out to someone out there, man. It's a lot of BS floating around on YouTube. This is the stuff people need to see. You can get in a truck and make instant money. We just getting started. I got some more game I gotta give you. The big thing with rentals is just you gotta get on that phone, man. You gotta learn how to talk. If you don't know how to communicate, you gotta learn, man. If you need advice one-on-one on communication skills or financial advice or budgeting, like just anything you need help with, like just tap in with me, man. Just book the call. I got you. I'll get you right, man. But that's the rental game right there. A good rental rate is around $500 to $650, under 15 cents a mile. No higher than 20 cents a mile. And then always ask them when they give you that 15 cents a mile, make sure it's unlimited. Because one thing I went through with a rider in California is they didn't tell me after that 20 cents a mile that it goes up to 33 cents. They got over on me. They got over. This was a rider. I think it was like 15, 20 cents. But then after that, it was like 33 cents. They didn't tell me that. Always make sure to go over everything. Make sure to read the contracts. Read, man. Just read. A lot of the answers is right in your face. You just got to read, y'all. Just take the time and read, man. If it's unlimited, you're good to go. Keep it real with them. You're going to be going over the road. Also, I'm going to give y'all some more game. There was this time when my daughter was about to be born. Her original due date was on the 20th, right? So my daughter's due date was on the 20th, and my queen could have went into labor at any moment. And it was this dude that was in a truck at the time from California. And why? Crashed the truck and left it at the airport. And why I got to go to upstate New Jersey all the way to Newark, 2 hours away. My lady's stomach big as crap. Then, on top of that, him crashing the truck, it held up the airport. They were trying to fine me a bunch of money for that. Then I had to pay like $1,400. They had to tow it on my lady due date. But I was good. You want to know why? Yeah, I had to spend all that money, right, to get the truck out the tow yard. The physical damage wasn't on my insurance. I paid the extra $200 a week for their physical damage, which means the truck was covered and they'd fix anything and not bill me. So the truck had like $6,000 in problems, right? And I was covered. I was good. I said $6,000 in problems. The truck had a bunch of problems on it. Like he messed up the stairs, the back, the lift gate. I don't know what he backed up into, or he made a bad turn, but he messed up the truck. And then he didn't want to see me face to face. I don't know why. And he dipped off and then hit me up until he was in California. And then tried to tell me I'll come back and get the truck. Boy, it was crazy, man. People be having serious mental health. I was trying to help this kid out too. That's crazy. I went through a hard life. I still knew right from wrong. Like, you know right from wrong. Like, come on, man. Like, that's just a mistake you don't make. Like, you can mess the truck up, but you just gonna leave it there and not hit me up till you back in California. And that was that kid. It was one of the kids. I would do this thing like 6 months to a year where I give someone an opportunity. I give them a job. I mentor them. Don't get the physical damage on your insurance. I know it might be cheaper. I know it might only be $200 a month. And then you can save that $600, that $200 every week, $800. You put it on the physical damage on your insurance might only be $200. You're saving $600 a month. But think long term, if that truck gets messed up, that's a claim on your insurance. You get a claim on your insurance, it's going to be a higher rate. So any physical damage, anything that you mess up, they will cover. You just have to pay that $200 a week. It's another gem right there that I had to learn the hard way. All this game that I'm giving y'all, I had to learn the hard way, man. Bad drivers. Another piece of advice I'm gonna give y'all: don't you go hiring a driver and you have never even hit that road. People be on their last trying to get a rental, put a driver in it, hire a dispatcher, and don't even know they cost per mile. You ain't about to make no money. When I tell people you can make $5,000 a week, that's your gross, right? Say I teach you how to make $5,000 a week. You're going to have weeks where you do 8, 9, 10 for sure, as long as you're taking my advice. You have to listen to what I'm teaching you. But say minimum you do $5,000 a week, $800 to $1,200 a day. Say you do $5,000 a week. $1,000 of that might be fuel. We use Mudflat to save money on fuel, and the way I route plan it through Mudflat is I'll just put the location that I'm at and the location that I'm going to, and then I'll stop at all the mud flaps off my exit, not 20 miles off my exit. You got a route plan. You got to learn how to route plan. You just go right in there, you put your location that you're at, and you put the destination, and you just stop at the ones along the exit, and that's it. It's really simple when saving money on fuel. I got a video on YouTube that shows you that too. I got breakdowns of everything that I'm telling you all on YouTube. I'm just trying to give y'all the full game right now, everything that comes to my head. So say fuel's $1,000. Tolls might be $20, $30, $40. Make sure you get an easy pass transponder out there too. You don't want to be having a bunch of bill by plates and then they add them administration, late fees, and all kind of other fees trying to milk you. Make sure you get an easy pass. So $1,000 fuel might be like $40, $50 tolls. Your factoring might have took $150 of that. You had like $1,300. Then you want to put, say your insurance paying $1,500, $2,000 a month. You want to put like $400 to the side each week. You at $1,600, $1,700. Your rental might be $1,100 that week, $1,200. and we'll just say add another miscellaneous $100 in there. So we'll say you're at like 3,000, right? And then you profit 2,000 of that. Now you got a driver, you got to pay 20% off that. That's 1,000 off that 5,000. You just lost all your profit right there. You only got $1,000 left, and then you got to pay the dispatcher. So this is why you get you a mentor and you learn how to dispatch. You learn everything you need to know about trucking. This is what a mentor does for you, man. Look, you either going to jump out there, because look, I gave you a bunch of game, but this is only 1% of it, y'all. It's a lot you got to learn. You get you a mentor that game plans and route plans with you every single day. You want to learn how to dispatch. Dispatch is your bread and butter. That's how you're going to make your money. And a real mentor is going to show you how to save tens of thousands of dollars, walk you through booking them loads, walk you through booking them partials, walk you through the route plan and the timing, the breakdowns, and all the other stuff that comes with trucking. They're going to save you tens of thousands of dollars. They're going to save you a bunch of time that you're not going to get back. They're going to save you a bunch of unnecessary stress. Or you jump out there and you go through all the trials and tribulations that I went through, because obviously I give out a whole lot of games so you can avoid that, but you're still going to lose a bunch of money if you don't know how to dispatch. And it's more than just going on a load board and booking a load. You got to know exactly what you're looking at. Each broker is going to be different. Each load is going to be different. Each city and state has their own market rate. I don't book off the market rate. I negotiate high, but you got to know what you're talking about when you're negotiating. It's going to be different every single time. It's more than just going on a load board, calling, and booking that load. You got to know what you're doing. You got to book around that ELD. You got to do it legally. Don't be like these other people trying to make 20, 30,000 a week in a box truck because they driving like maniacs off ELDs. If you want to make 20, 30,000 in a truck, get your box truck, start your box truck business for now, make a bunch of money, then put some money up and go do oversized hauling. They making like 15 to 20K a week. Big risk though. You already know how them oversized trucks is. Very, very, very big risk, and they got $1 million freight on there. One wrong move. And I follow a few oversized hauler guys, and they make some pretty cool content. I think the one dude's name is Wad100. There's another dude, Hot Shot Benny. It's a few of them out there. They be doing their thing. I think I recently followed a Hot Shot Mac, I think that's his name. It's a few of them I follow though, but like shout out to all of them. You know, we all heroes. We all making sure the freight gets to the destination. Everything we have around us came off a truck. So we all heroes, man. Shout out to all the truckers. It's sad that like a lot of the trucking community be hating on each other, man, when like we need to stick together. Like, what's all the hate about? Why is everybody hating on each other? We should all want to see each other win. You get what I'm saying? And I get it though. I get it. It's the internet. It's hard to trust people. Like, it took a lot for me to start following other truckers back because there's so many scammers. But you know, I be showing love, you know what I'm saying? But before, I used to just beat them myself because it is a lot of scammers out here. But nowadays, I'll go show love. I'll go drop a comment. I'll go drop a like on someone's picture. But that don't mean I'm connected with them. I be in my own lane. I don't know what any of these other guys are doing. I hope all these other truckers on the internet are 100, are genuine and truthful. You know, you never really know anybody. I done met so many people that are professional smooth talkers, con artists, and they can sell water to a well, but they be the biggest scammers, man. I do be showing love to truckers. You know, we do all need to stick together. If you're a trucker and you're watching this video, do right by the people. I'm not gonna bless you doing wrong, man. And if you are doing right by the people, that's love. You know, it's enough money for all of us out here, man. We can all eat. You get what I'm saying? We can all eat, man. There's no reason to be against each other. There's no reason to be competing. There's no reason to try to be better. Like I see a lot of truckers, right? And I was the first to do a lot of stuff, right? I was the first to partner up with an insurance agency, not just a referral program, but actually be an investor in insurance brokerage I'm personally connected with. I was the first to promote rooftop sleepers. There's a lot of people that promote that now, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just they don't like to get their flowers and act like they never saw me doing it. Like, I see all y'all popping up on my page. I know y'all see me on y'all. I get millions of viewers on my page each month. You get what I'm saying? They pop up on my page. I know I'm popping up on y'all page too. I was one of the first ones to successfully get the rental game down pat. I was one of the first ones to make a 3-hour video teaching you how to start your company, and now I'm doing a second one, an updated version for 2025. I was one of the first ones to show my journey raw and uncut, not just the good but the bad. Before I sold a service, most just came in and sold a service and told you about a story, but didn't actually show it. I showed y'all. Like, I was the first to do a lot of stuff, and I just don't think I get enough respect from in this trucking industry, and I don't need it. It's cool. I don't need it. But this is why I be to myself. Like I said, just as I grow up and mature, I just be showing love. It is what it is. I don't care if people secretly hate on me. I hate don't run in my blood. I show love. But yeah, like I said, man, I was the first to do a whole lot of stuff. I was the first to show proof every single day, day in, day out, all my recons, good and bad, showing the bank deposits, showing the schedules from the factoring company, not just 1 week and then going ghost for weeks. No, I showed it years straight, and I still show proof to this day. Like, put respect on my name, man. Give a brother his flowers, man. I really put on for my city. I put on for this country with trucking. I made working look cool. Like when I first started, I ain't see many people. Like it was barely anybody up there making work look cool. Like I showed a lot of people from my city. There was no truckers from my city that had a following. And I put a lot of people on all over the country, not just my city. I put so many people on, right? And I made working look cool. You get what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to be, you know, sports players or rappers and stuff like that. I make music too. Ant Boogie Double E. Go look me up. ANTBOOGIE. I make music about my life. I haven't made music in some years. Might get back to it one day, but I make music about my life. I've been through some stuff. And what I don't really tell people, what made me want to start my own business, if I ever do make music, you know, I'm signing myself. My manager got killed right after my big brother passed away. That made me think. It was weird the way it happened and everything that I heard. I just didn't trust nobody, man. I ain't want no other manager, and this was about to be a big move for me, man. It's about to sign with a big record label, and I told myself, you know, I'm gonna start a business, man. I'm gonna keep working hard. I'm gonna build my credit. I'm gonna start a business. And I was real young, man. The white boy from the hood, you know, like been through a lot of stuff. Had a nice following. I was getting a lot of love. Like I was bound to blow up, you know. And I was my own person. I didn't try to be like Eminem. I didn't try to be like any of the other few white rappers out there, you know. Jack Harlow. This was way before Jack Harlow though. MGK. I like NF. NF, he's nice. I like NF. NF real nice. But I was myself though, you know. I was myself. And this before I ever heard of NF. This was before Jack Harlow. Like this back when the only white rapper that was like popping was like Eminem. There wasn't many of them. Or maybe I just wasn't tapped in, you know, but I knew I could have made it. Like I was different, you know, and I was myself. And I wasn't rapping about like guns and stuff like that. Like I was just rapping about my life and what goes on where I'm from and the stuff that I've been through. But never like dissing or talking about harming people, you know, stuff like that. Like just go tap in. It's crazy. Making songs about my family, I love stuff like that. Changing the world type stuff. But now I'm here. But look, y'all, I want to make sure I cover everything. So LLC, EIN, business bank account, apply for MC, DOT, get all your equipment, get your DOC3, your DOT med card, your UCR, put it all in compliance folder, start looking for your rentals or your truck, get your insurance, get all your equipment, straps, pallet jack, get your chains, get some gloves. If you buy your own truck, get a NOCO 6.7 liter or whatever engine you got. Get a NOCO and then put your liter engine. What that's going to do is if your truck ever turns off, if the battery ever dies, it'll jump your truck and then you can charge it in your truck as well as a car charger. And you might make an accident out there one day. You might just leave your headlights on all night. You know, you might accidentally leave the truck and then it go in accessorial mode and then your truck go into accessory mode. The engine ain't running, it's just pulling at the battery. You left a light on or whatever and now you need the battery to be jumped. And you know how much that costs? You got to pay a mobile mechanic for a 2-hour minimum rate. You got to pay them to come out, the call out fee. You got to pay them to hook up the scanner. You got to pay them to charge it. That's $500 to $1,000. You could have just invested $300 in a NOCO. NOCO. Go on Amazon. NOCO. NOCO. Make sure you get a liter engine. If you got a Freightliner M2106, type in NOCO 6.7 liter. Also, get you a truck scanner. Zorich ZRHD1. ZURICH ZRHD1. Harbor Freight, less than $400. And what that does is whenever you have a truck problem, it scans the code, it clears the code, it also does your regens for you. Now when you break down out there on the road, you're going to have these mobile mechanics that come out and they do the same exact thing. They clear your code. The next thing you know, the code's cleared, your check engine light went away and your truck's moving 100 miles down the road. It breaks down again. You got to keep calling mobile mechanics. $500 to $1,000. They cost a lot of money. Just waiting. You got freight on the truck. You got loads to pick up. You got money to get. So get the Zorich ZRHD1. And when you have a code that comes up, you can get it fixed. Versus just winging it. Waiting for the truck to break down to call a mobile mechanic praying. No, stay 10 steps ahead, man. Prepare for the worst. That's it. Zorich ZRHD1. These tools right here are going to save you tens of thousands of dollars. How I know? It's a time that I broke down 4 or 5 times in one trip from Northeast down to Louisiana or Texas. It was one of them. And 5 breakdowns, you know how much they cost? $500 to $1,000 each time. It was like $2,500. It was like 4 or 5 breakdowns in that one run. A lot of money right there, man. That would have fixed the actual problem that I had on the truck. And you can't always wait to get in the shop. You just got to keep moving. You got to get that load there. You don't want to mess up that broker relationship. You know what I'm saying? Get you a Zorg ZR HD1. And then when it comes to the brokers, just always keep it real with them and send them proof. You break down, just send them the receipt, send them the proof. Don't lie to them. Send them the proof. And that's it. They know trucks break down. It's nothing they can do. Just send them the proof. Communicate with them as soon as you break down. And that's it. They might send another truck out to come get the freight off the truck, or they might let you handle it. Just keep it real though. Don't be lying, man. Don't look at it like, oh, I'm finessing, I'm the man. Come on, man. Change that mindset, man. Just keep it real, man. Think of it like this. If you were the broker, you'd want the carrier to keep it real with you, right? Because they also got people they got to answer to. You got to answer to them. They got a customer. They got a manager. They got this. They got people. Everybody got someone they got to answer to. Even when you're a boss, you got to answer to your factory company, your dispatch. You got to answer to your partners. You got to answer to your driver. You got to make sure everybody good. You know what I'm saying? We always got to answer to somebody. So you got to put the ego and the pride to the side. All right, y'all. So look. So when it comes to making money, what are your options? You can either do moving contracts. You can do appliance contracts. But the thing is with all that is it's a lot of labor. You have to pay helpers. So you might get $1,000 moving contract, right? $1,000 a day. But then you got to pay this guy next to you $200. You can't just pay him no minimum wage, man. You got to pay him some good money. You give him like $200. Or you might have to pay two guys $200. That's taking off your $1,000. You got to pay for the fuel. And then also there's claims involved with this stuff, man. You mess up a washer, you mess up a couch, anything you mess up, it's on you. You might have a 15 stop appliance load. You mess up one washer, that's all your money for the day. You ain't trying to go through that claim through your insurance. It's a lot of claims that come through with these moving and appliance contracts, y'all. So me personally, I don't do the contracts. Then you got local. People want to be home every day, but it's less money in local. I'm not trying to drive 100 miles for no $300-400 and then be done. They say do it 2 times a day, but it's not always going to work out like that. You're not always going to get 2 loads, $300-400 there and back. It's not always going to work out like that. You might get stuck at the shipper or receiver at that last load. It's a lot involved with that. You get what I'm saying? So local, it's just not no real money in it. It's money. It's good money in it. It's 9 to 5 money, but I'm trying to make boss money, you feel me? All right, so I just covered moving contracts, appliance contracts. I covered local. A lot of people talk about Amazon Relay. I'll do an Amazon load every now and then, but here's the stuff that they don't tell you. Amazon is a weekly payout. You're not getting paid every day. Every time I ever did an Amazon load, it's always like a 2-3 hour line. So you got to get there super early, and then you got to wait in this long behind line. Say you have a pickup at 8 o'clock, and you got to check in at 8, and you've been waiting in a line since 5 o'clock, right? And you're not up until 8:30. You know, you don't get to the front of that line until 8:30. Basically, you're late, and it's like one wrong move of Amazon, you lose early load board access. Those are all the good loads. Also, you don't get paid for the driver assist neither. I just feel like I'm working for Amazon. That's all. That's why I don't like Amazon Relay. It's some alright money in it. Just me personally, I don't like Amazon Relay. I will do an Amazon load every now and then off the load board. Every now and then. Like, put it like this, I haven't done an Amazon load off the load board probably in like a year. I feel like a lot of people like Amazon because it's easy, but I feel like you can make way more money over the road. I feel like with Amazon. Also, what I don't like about Amazon is that you take a load from this facility to the next facility, right? There might be no loads coming out of there. So now you got a deadhead all the way back. Say you got a load from Philadelphia down to Virginia, like 300 miles, right? And you got like $700, $600, maybe $800, right? It was a good load going there, but you don't got no load coming back. What's your other option? What you gonna do? Because a lot of people like to do Amazon load. You don't got no load coming back, going deadhead back. So now your $2 a mile just went down to $1 a mile real quick. Now you got a dead 300 miles back. Amazon's cool. You can make some money with it, but again, to me, that's like, in my opinion, it's like you're working for Amazon. You're not the actual boss, but you can make some decent money. You can make more with Amazon than local if you know what you're doing. Now, if you want to be home all the time, what I would do is regional, because local, you're not going to make much, but doing regional, make better money than Amazon if you know how to dispatch. And this is someone who's been doing it for years, and I've been showing proof to everything, y'all, like raw and uncut. You could take my word for it, right? Long haul, trucking, you're going to make way more money. You get what I'm saying? Way more money, man. Especially when you learn the partial game, you're gonna make way more money. My highest week over the road was $12,500. The profit on that was like 75%. That's a lot of money, man. That was my highest week. I done had low weeks where I only did like 3,000, 4,000. It don't happen much. We always usually hit our at least 5,000. You know, we just had an $11,000 last week. We would have had like $13,000 if we didn't have that breakdown, man. We still recovered though. That would have beat my high. That would have been a great week, man. We was shooting for like 13, 14. I had one load that I actually got to edit to. We had in 3 days we did was $8,400, but we had to cancel the $2,100 load because we broke down, and then we had $6,300 in 2-3 days. It's not always gonna be like that, y'all. Like, you gotta know how to dispatch. It's a lot that comes. I would say to make the most money going over the road, number 1. Number 2, regional. Number 3, I'd rank Amazon. Number 4, I'll say Amazon and short haul tie, because like if you know how to dispatch, you can make more money short haul than Amazon, in my opinion. Some people will probably put Amazon above that, and obviously the people that actually do Amazon day in day out, you know, they're gonna put Amazon at the top of everything. Last, I put the contract. You can make money with the contracts. It's a lot of claims with that though, man. A lot of claims. You're also physically moving all the freight, so you're responsible, versus like, say I pick up a load, I took a picture of it, they strapped it in, they did everything. Anything that goes wrong, it's still on them. I didn't even touch that for years. It's on my truck. I took pictures before and after. Now, if it looks like I was hard stopping and my picture looks different, like all the stuff was all moved around, I was hard braking, obviously the claim's going to be on me. But always take your before and after pictures. If you take a before picture, you see the pallets messed up, it looks like something's broken in there, that's not going to be on you. And always tell the broker to always send them pictures to the broker. Once you get them appliances on the truck, better make sure you take a picture of every appliance and any mistake you make, man, with that appliance. It's easy to mess them up. Or that couch, it's easy to rip those, easy to break that wood. You are at fault. And that couch and that appliance is going to cost more than what you would have made for that whole 2 days. And what are you going to do? You're going to take a loss, not get paid, or you're going to file a claim and make your insurance go higher. So me personally, the moving contracts, cooling off, very high risk. You can make more money going over the road. I don't want pennies. I don't just want a couple $100 a day, because what you going to do when you get a crazy breakdown? Like, I need to make thousands of dollars a week. I need to have a good couple months making a couple $1,000s a week, because you can have a $5,000 to $10,000 breakdown. So you need to make tens of thousands of dollars so you can put some money to the side for them breakdowns. When you're only making a couple $100s a week, $300-$400 a day, doing little moving jobs, little local jobs, little Amazon loads, man, you ain't gonna be prepared for that $10,000 breakdown. That's the stuff they don't tell you, man. They just selling you that BS. They not letting you know about them breakdowns. And I'm not here to call nobody out or talk trash, but like, a lot of people just aren't transparent on that side of things. They don't keep it all the way real. And all the advice I'm giving you is coming from someone that's been doing this 4 years. I'm the person that dispatchers told that, oh, I've been in the game 10-20 years, you'll never get above the market rate. I've been doing consistently over $2 a mile. They say the semi-market rate is $1.80, man. I've been doing consistently over $2 a mile 90% of the time. But every now and then we might get a load for $1.70, $1.80, might be coming out of bad zone. It might have been a rough day. We might just have to get a driver home, take a little quick L, but we're still profiting off that $1.70, $1.80. We still making some good money. For the most part, we're doing way over $2 a mile. This $8,400 load that I was just telling you, we ain't break down, that was $4 a mile. That was from down south up to the northeast, like 1,600 miles. It was almost $5 a mile, man. At 6,300 was still $3 a mile, man, even after the breakdown. And I got the breakdown fixed and still got the loads there on time, man. Now, I know you ain't gonna do that every day. We did our weekly, what we wanted to do in a week, in just a couple days. Now, sometimes we might just hit 5,000 a week, 4,000 a week, but you're still profiting good money, man. You don't need to get a dispatcher. You don't need to get a dispatcher. Just tap in with someone like me. Learn how to dispatch. Dispatch yourself. Go from renting to owning. Save up. Build your credit. Do the same exact stuff that I did. I just gave you the game on credit. I gave you the game on rentals. I gave you the game on finance and trucks. I gave you the game on where I get the truck. I just gave you all the game. But now you need to learn how to make the money. You gotta learn how to make the money, so tap in with me, man. I gave you the insurance connect so you're really covered, so now you can have peace of mind. All this game I gave you is so you can have more peace of mind over the road and not have to learn the hard way. You get what I'm saying? That way you can sleep more peacefully and not be just thinking of, oh, this gonna happen next, this breakdown, this and that. I gave you the tools for the breakdowns. You get what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, you good. Y'all set, and y'all definitely need to tap in. There's no reason why. If this video get 1 million views, it should have 1 million likes. This is so much game. And if y'all go to the beginning of my journey, y'all see back when I didn't sell a service, I didn't sell nothing. Back when I got scammed, back when I was 100,000 in debt, back when I was struggling, man. Eviction notice on the door. Nothing but negativity and violence around me. Lost damn near everybody in my family. And look at me years later. I'm up going hard for y'all at 5 in the morning, trying to give y'all the game. I need that like, comment, notifications on, subscribe. I need all that, man. I'm going hard for y'all, man. I want to see y'all win, man. I ain't get paid no money from this YouTube. There might be a few ads on. I might get a couple dollars. I want to see y'all win, man. I could be sleeping. I want to see y'all win, man. Do something with this information. Put people on with this information, man. Give a man his flowers. Give a man his respect. 3-hour long video. Straight game, man. Giving y'all the real. Go back to the beginning of my journey. I was stuck, but I was always positive. No matter what I went through, I never pointed fingers. I was always positive. I charged it to the game, and I gave y'all the game back. It's too much hate out here, man. We need more love, man. Everybody want to be against each other, man. It's enough money for all of us out here, man. Like, we don't all gotta agree. It's okay for everybody to have their opinion. Everybody can have their opinion. We don't all gotta agree, but it's enough money for all of us out here. It's okay for humans to not agree, man. It's so much money for us all out here. Each truck, you can net at least 6 figures. At least. You get 4 trucks, you can gross $1 million. You get what I'm saying? Obviously, you're gonna have drivers in them. So each truck you might net 40% realistically, if we're being realistic, like 30-40%, because obviously 20% going to the drivers, another 20% probably going to the fuel, the other 20% might go to the finance, the insurance, the expenses. You might net like 40%, you know what I'm saying? But you in the truck, you can net like 70%, man. When I talk about this $6,300 load, they be trying to worry about the insurance. That's a 3-day load, man. I got another 27 days till that insurance payment due. That one load right here can pay for the insurance, the finance, and I walk away and it pay for my food for the next 2 weeks, hotels if I wanted hotels, and I profit $2,000 off of that, just off that one load, man. Yo, it's a lot of money out here in trucking, man. It's a lot of money. Just gotta invest in yourself, man. You just gotta stop procrastinating, man. I'm trying to think of any other game I could give y'all before I end this video, man. I gave y'all a lot of game. If y'all choose not to tap in with someone like me and get a mentor, I don't know why y'all wouldn't do it. Don't even say you don't got the money, right? Because you chose to get a truck, you chose to get insurance, you chose to get all these other things, but not get a mentor. The mentor is the biggest key to your puzzle. You need that. Get that first. Then tap in with someone like me that can help you get credit and get the funding to get the rest of your things that you need. So now you ain't jumping out there with your last. Because it used to be 5 to 7K to start your business. You need a little bit more nowadays. Everything costs a little bit more. You get what I'm saying? Moral of the story, trucking could change your life though, man. I got a mentee right now. He's 18 years old. His name's Jeff. He's from Florida. He's going through some hard times, right? He invested his last $5,000 in mentorship. You wanna know what we doing right now? We building his credit. He 18. He's gonna hire a driver. He gonna finance a truck. He gonna throw that truck over the road, hire a driver, put a driver in it. I'm gonna guide him. I'm gonna mentor him. He's gonna dispatch his truck, and then when he's 21, he probably ain't even gonna have to hop in the truck. But right now, he can't hop in the truck and go over the road because he has to be 21. So he's gonna hire someone that's 21 plus. I'm gonna show him how to hire his drivers. I'm gonna show him everything. That dude invested his last. I got a guy down North Carolina. His name's Charles. He's from New York, moved to Florida, but his company based out of North Carolina. My guy started in box trucks. He went over to flatbed, right? He still has box trucks too, though. He invested his last 2,000. This was years ago when my mentorship was 2,000, right? He invested his last 2,000 in mentorship. I helped him get his credit right. He hit the road. He leveraged his credit. He got the funding. I helped him do all that. He quit his job. He had a job at Pepsi. He used to deliver ice. I think it was Pepsi, and he used to deliver ice. And he never looked back. Man got 4 trucks now, growing, expanding. I was just talking to him the other day. I'm proud of this, man. I got mentees that invested they last with me, man. You need a mentor, and I ain't saying you gotta go with me. Go with someone you feel comfortable with, but you want someone by your side every step of the way. This is a business you're running. You want someone A to Z that's gonna walk you from starting a business. I gave you all the game on starting a business and a whole lot more game that people charge tens of thousands for. You want someone that walks you from the beginning to the end of the year when you gotta do them taxes. And you got to do that audit with them troopers. You're going to have to do that audit. And you want to pass, because if you don't pass, that's going to make your MC look real bad. And it's a possibility your MC could get shut down. And then you got to start all over again, building up your authority age. And look, man, you can make money as a new authority too. You just have to know how to dispatch. When I didn't know how to dispatch in the beginning, I wasn't making much money. I was winging it. I was getting denied. I didn't know about overrides. I didn't know how to negotiate. I didn't know what I was talking about. I was very vulnerable. But after a year, when I got my truck and I was a new authority again, I ain't even tell y'all that I was a new authority again. My insurance lapsed. I thought I was good when I went from renting to owning. My insurance lapsed. It was a new authority all over again, but I knew how to dispatch this time. And I showed y'all 3 weeks in a row of me making over $7,000 plus. I showed that. I still got the videos up. Everything I'm telling you is on my YouTube channel. It's money as a new authority. You just got to know how to dispatch. A lot of people just don't have the patience for it. They don't want to get denied 40 times. They give up and they don't really know what they're calling. They don't know what they're doing. They believe in that market rate. They don't know how to negotiate. The market rate is based off a bunch of cheap carriers and cheap brokers, right? Cheap brokers that post up cheap loads, and there's going to be a cheap carrier that accepts that. And that's how you get that cheap behind market rate. The semi-market rate's $1.80. They ain't making no money if you're accepting $1.80. I'm going to tell you this right now. 3 to 5 miles per gallon, the cost per mile with gas is already at $1. If you hire a driver, you got to pay a driver 40%, 35 to 40%. You can't pay them just no 20% like a box truck driver. That's a way bigger truck, way bigger risk. You got to pay them more. So you got to pay them 40%. So say you got $1.80, right? 40% of that $1.80. 40% of that $1.80 is 72 cents. So you're already at $1 a mile with gas, and then you're at 72 cents, $1.72 with your driver. That ain't including them if the taxes. That ain't including them tolls. You got more axles, cost more in tolls. That ain't including the more wheels, the more maintenance. And they giving semis $1.80, man. I dispatched for semis in the past, no lower than $3 a mile. That's the minimum. Really need like $4, $5, $6 a mile. Because we be doing 3, 4 in a box truck. You feel me? Not all the time, but we be doing 3, 4 in a box truck. So I get a lot of semi truck haters that be like, you ain't making more than $1.80. That's the market rate. No, if you live off the market rate, that's you. That's like some old school stuff, man. Like people don't be knowing, having a game, knowing the information. You know, I know people that's been doing this 10, 20 years just accepting $1.80. Like, you making 9 to 5 money in your own truck, you might as well work a 9 to 5 instead of have all that stress. Then what happens when you have a breakdown? You driving for $1.80 and you driving over your cost per mile. People don't even know they cost per mile. How do you get your cost per mile? You add up all your expenses and then you divide. Say my cost per mile is $1 a mile. Let's say I'm doing $2 a mile. Let's say I can average 5,000 a week. Then that means my profit on that would be $2,500 because my cost per mile is $1 a mile. So that'd be $2,500. I'm doing $2 a mile. 5,000, cut it in half. You gotta add up all your expenses and divide it. And how do you get your rate per mile? You add up total miles and divide it by the rate. As far as the cost per mile, what a lot of people do is they add up all their expenses and divide it by the miles. Me, the way I do it is I divide it by the average rate that I know that I can make every week. I divide mine, me personally, I divide mine by my total that I know I can make a week. Like, I know I can gross 5,000 and I know I can do $2 a mile. So then I add up all my weekly expenses, like how much average the fuel would be, the tolls, the factoring, the drivers, all that stuff, and then I divide it. Look, y'all, I just checked the clock, man. It's 5:10, y'all. We've been locked in for hours. If you made it this far, I just want to say I appreciate you all. You know, show love, help the algorithm, put your people on this game, clip some videos, repost them, tag me, put your people on, man. A lot of free game in this video. I definitely got to get a little bit of sleep. I got a long day ahead of me. Tomorrow I lost sleep for y'all, man, and some of y'all probably lost sleep for me too. Some of y'all are probably up late right now, man, wherever y'all are at. And these are the nights that matter most, you know. These nights when you're up grinding, putting that work in, they gonna pay off. I had a lot of nights like this to get in the position that I'm in today. And I ain't saying it like I'm rich. I'm able to work from the comfort of my home. The trucks is on the road. Serial entrepreneur, a bunch of different businesses. Most importantly, making sure my kids is good and just leveling up, changing thousands of lives. If you got any questions, drop a comment below. Show me some love below. Turn on them post notifications so you see when I drop a video. If you got any ideas on videos you want me to do, comment below. I used to do live dispatching videos on YouTube, but that got my page banned. Well, shadow banned. I was stuck at like 100,000 followers for like 2 years straight, right? I probably would have had 1 million followers by now. But I used to do live dispatching videos and I wouldn't put full disclaimers on them. It looked like it was a get rich quick scheme or I don't know. So now I just have to make a full disclaimer saying you can't get rich overnight. This ain't a get rich quick scheme, but trucking can change your life because of that. People hating, which everything happens for a reason. I ain't tripping. It's just social media. I mean, that's the good thing about trucking. You make good money in real life if you know what you're doing. Each truck you can net at least $100,000 a year. If you're the one in the truck, if you're the owner operator, you can net over $150,000, man. And that's after your insurance, that's after your finance, that's with putting money to the side for your maintenance. You can net over $150,000, y'all. Possibly more. If you're banging out $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 weeks every week, you can make even more. It's a lot of money in trucking though, man. I done gave y'all so much game, but now all you have to learn is how to dispatch, you know, route planning, running your business out there on the road, and then everything up into accounting. At the end of the year, you definitely want to put some money to the side for taxes. I say put like 10% to the side because most of the stuff is going to be a write-off, you know, in trucking. Like the food we eat over the road, write-off, trucks, write-off, rentals, write-off, fuel, write-off. So you'll lower your taxable income. You get what I'm saying? I say put 10% to the side for that, 10% to the side for the maintenance. If you're in a rental, you don't got to put no money to the side for maintenance. I gave you the rental game too. There's a little bit more game in my rental book. I showed you how to start your business. I taught you about credit. I told you about my journey. I taught you how to save tens of thousands of dollars. I taught you why I pick over the road over everything. I taught you how to save money on breakdowns. and I taught you a lot of other information. Now all I ask is share this with your people and teach them. I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Flood the comment section if you got any questions. Drop a comment if you're trying to tap in with me. Hit the Linktree link in my bio on Instagram, or go to the description and hit the Linktree link, and everything you need is on there. If you need a consultation, book a consultation. If you need mentorship, you do have to book a call. You can't just go on my website and book mentorship with me. You have to book a call first. I don't just take anybody's money. I got a game plan with you. I got to give you the real first, and then I might take your payment. If you need insurance, everything's in the description, or it's on the Linktree link. If you need factoring, it's all on the Linktree link. If you need credit restoration or you need funding, you book a call with me. We'll come up with a game plan. Let me give you the real. If you need financial advice, book a call. If you have any quick questions, just drop a comment. I'm not really in the DMs much. Just drop a comment and I'll try to get back to you. I'm also in the Discord daily. Hit the WAP link in my bio. I'm in there posting my before, my after loads, and I give out a bunch of information in there. It's only $50 a month. You definitely get 1,000 extra value. It's a bunch of like-minded individuals in there. The price will be going from 50 to 100 a month. And if you want me to start your trucking company for you, book a call and I'll give you the real and let you know how I'm gonna go about it. But I do recommend you just take all this advice from this video and do it yourself. But I do understand if you want to save the time and just invest. Anything you need, just tap in the Discord or book a call with me. I got a solution to every financial problem. Now, every life problem, I don't got a solution to that. We got to leave that to God. We got to pray and try to figure it out and just always stay positive. But when it comes to these finances, you can start from nothing and be a six-figure earner the next year, building your credit, leveraging your credit, starting your business, investing in yourself. Your life can change fast, man. My life done changed fast in just a couple years. And all the numbers that I showed you earlier in the video were just from trucking. That was just trucking. That wasn't nothing else. That wasn't no services that I sell. That wasn't the other businesses. That was just trucking. Trucking can change your life, man, and it can open a lot of doors for you. Also, if you send people to my insurance company, we give out $200 referral fees as well. Any financial problem you got, just tap in with me. We gonna figure it out. I appreciate you all. I'm kind of just ranting off. I'm a little tired now. I'm kind of just repeating myself at this point, but I just want to say I appreciate you all. I love you all. Y'all drive safe out there, whatever you're going through. Keep your head up. These hard times do not last forever. And if you believe in yourself, you can achieve anything. God bless you all.
Yo, Dante here, man. Box Truck Ant. Salute. Man, you a real one, man. This is legit. You looking to scale up and start your own box truck company, man? Box Truck Ant. Telling you, man. The $5,000, everybody looking at it like, oh, I'm paying $5,000. Now it's an investment. Invest in yourself. Believe in yourself. Man, he got it, man. You gonna make that back. I made my $5,000 back within that first week, man. Everything else here on out, man, he's there every step of the way. And just the other day, man, he helped me find a parcel to bring it back to the East Coast. And another thing, man, this ain't for the weak. If you're not dedicated, if you're not willing to put that work in, this ain't for you. It's gonna be times where you're gonna sleep a couple hours, get back on the road. There's times when you might not sleep at all. But hey, man, if you willing, but at the end of the day, man, it's worth it. I mean, so hey, lock in with my boy. I'm a living testimony. And hey, man, sky's the limit. Let's get it.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Just want to introduce myself. My name is Luis, and I'm one of Ant's mentees. Just making a quick video to show you what it is to have him as a mentor. This load right here is past $4,000. There's 3 partials. There's a pallet in the back. You guys can't see it, but that's $900. Just one pallet coming out of Minnesota. These 2 right here is $1,341 coming from Wisconsin, and this was $1,900. Also coming out of Wisconsin, and it's headed to Texas. All of it's headed to Texas, by the Dallas area. If you guys don't know how to start or when to start, write down all your questions in a notebook or on a piece of paper and book a consultation with Ant. He's gonna set you right, man. This is not a scam, yo. He's the truth. With him, you get knowledge, you get transparency. Just like me, man. I started a couple of weeks ago, and here I am right now making money.
Yo, just want to shout out my man's Box Truck Ant. This is way long overdue. I know you, I know you for about good 2 years now, dude. Dude's the only reason why I'm at where I'm at right now. I'm not going to say only, because if you don't do it yourself, who going to do it for you? Feel me? End of the day, yo, fuck from point A to point B. The man led me to point A to point Z. Broke down the dispatch game, broke down the whole trucking game. Bro, the man does not disappoint. I'm not gassing this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude kept it thorough, just like my borough. Philly dude, yo, y'all really need some game. Follow Box Truck at Box Truck Ant. Shout out Box Truck Ant, bro. Don't think I forgot about you, son. Yo, this is long overdue. You said me. I gotta thank you, my brother. Real talk. I'm at where I'm at right now. From box trucks to hot shots. You know what I'm saying? Put a little extra work, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, y'all? My name's Sabian. Maybe like a year and a half ago, I came across Ant's box truck page. It caught my eye because he wasn't just showing the good, he was showing the pros and the cons. Ant is a real transparent person. He's going to keep everything honest with you, not just in his favor, but for your favor too. I invested in credit mentorship where he helped me repair and rebuild my credit. He's still helping me with that to this day. Actually, it's made our relationship even much closer. I plan on getting mentorship. That's where he helps you start your business up. He teaches you everything one-on-one, and it's kind of very helpful for a person that doesn't really know what they're doing and how to do it. Discord, I would recommend investing in Discord. Discord will keep you like right beside Ant and his mentees as well. His mentees are good people to like learn from because Ant taught them what to do basically. Yeah, man, I would suggest people to invest a little bit of their time and money into Ant if they're ready to get into the box truck game, because he's going to be very transparent with you. He's not going to cut no corners off of the cheese. He's going to give you the whole slice. Yeah, man.
What's up, y'all? I basically had got the mentorship with Ant probably like 4 months ago. Basically, you know, the mentorship usually is only a certain amount of time. Well, it's been 4 or 5 months and I called bro, he still answer. You know what I'm saying? He'll never leave me hanging. I text him and he hit me back. You know what I'm saying? The information was definitely useful. I ain't gonna lie, I just fucked him up the other day going to Florida. I had like $49.50 in 2 days using the same shit he taught me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro solid. I ain't gonna lie, it's definitely worth the money. And like I said, he'll still answer the phone even after the mentorship is up, you know? Like it's months later, I still call him, he still answers, still give me game. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like bro genuinely care about you because he really hit you just saying what's up with you, even when it ain't just business. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yo, what's good, man? Box Truck Trebo checking in, man. Shout out to my mentor, man, Box Truck Ant. Hey, man, I salute you, bro. I appreciate you, bro. From day one, man, I decided I was going to invest in your mentorship, man. I decided, you know, when I jumped out in this trucking game, in this trucking industry, I was going to invest in myself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I did, bro. It was the best decision I could have made. You know, don't get me wrong, it was hard out here in the beginning. Fresh in the game, not knowing what to expect, brand new authority. I started out with a 22-foot box truck, so I was already at a disadvantage, bro. Everybody else out here got 26 and up. I started out with a 22-foot box, so I'm already at a disadvantage. But I appreciate you, bro. You was there with me every step of the way, man. You taught me the game, you taught me the ropes, how to get on that load board and haul them loads down bright and early, how to get on the phone and negotiate with these brokers. And I think the most important thing I learned was, you know what I'm saying, some days you don't have to take every load. Make sure it benefits you. Know your worth. Make sure that price right. Make sure that dollar amount right. Know your worth. And if they don't agree with that number, if they don't want to come up on your number, how much you worth, then it ain't nothing wrong with letting that load, you know what I'm saying, letting that load go and waiting on the next one to come out there. Sometimes you got to be patient. And that's the most important thing that I learned. You know, out here in this trucking game, it ain't easy, but you got to make it make sense. You got to sit back. You got to look at the whole board. You got to put it together like a puzzle. I'm 6.5, 7 months in, bro, and I appreciate you, man. Everything I'm doing right now, everything I learned, it was off the strength of you. All the game you gave me. Anytime I need you, bro, I reach out to you. I hit you up. You one call away. I know you got my best interest, bro, and I appreciate it, man. So again, I want to give a shout out to you, bro. Box Truck, and you out here doing your thing, man. You out here grinding, and I definitely appreciate you, bro. And yeah, man, we're gonna get this money, man. There's plenty of money out here, man. We're gonna get this money, man. But again, bro, I salute you, man. I salute you.
Yo, I want to give a shout out to my boy Box Truck Ant, you know what I'm saying? He helped me out a lot. He guided me right. You know, I got the mentorship. You know, he pointed me in the right direction, you know, told me everything I need to know, man. I just want to give a huge shout out and, you know, appreciation of my boy Ant, man. Y'all check him out. You know, he's official. You know, I got the lease and dispatch on him too. You know, he done got me good weeks of 9,000, 7,000, you know. I don't work with other dispatchers before and they ain't ever did no numbers like that. So, you know, big shout out to Ant, you know. He's official, man.